Good morning, welcome to the Sewing Quarter. I'm Natasha McCarty. I will be with you for the next 4 hours, but I'm not alone because this morning I've got two fabulous guests. Oh yes, Lucy Brennan is up first and then we've got Jo Carter. Let's see what joys they're bringing to us today. So, beautiful blocks at 8 a.m. and then at 9 a.m. we're looking at penguin pals. Yes, the penguins are back. At 10 a.m. we've got our star mini quilts and then 11 a.m. we've got brand new Marvellous Mice for you. An entire family coming up at 11 o'clock. But to start us off for today, we've got some beautiful blocks and we've got some fabulous fabrics to get you going. Now, this is rather a brilliant price. Again, 1/2 meters of each of the colours, and we've got a lovely muted tone here. This is in your, here we go, let's have a look at these. So these are your, are these the linear ones, aren't they? Yeah. So these aren't the normal solid spectrums that we bring to you. These have got a texture to them, and look at that price. Hello, £11.70. Now these have got a beautiful linen effect texture in there, so they are all textured fabrics. Gorgeous. So you've got it in the green. I love the shade of these. It's a real sort of dusky tone, isn't it? And this one, woo, hello. This is your duck egg. Love duck egg, one of my favourite colours. You've got sage. Get the sage out there, which is the one we've just seen, and then biscuit is the other one. Here we are. Now, because Lucy Brennan and producer Paul have been on the case this morning, we've also managed to bring you, there you go, some threads to go with it, and look how beautifully they match. Oh yeah, they've done a cracking job with these. So for £11.70 you get the fabrics, and then why not treat yourself to some beautiful matching threads? We've done the hard work, you don't have to. That's what we do here at the Sewing Quarter for you. And these are coming in at £4.50. Great price. Fabulous price. We like that. We like that a lot. Oh, yes, we do. And so, of course, we want to bring you variety. So we've got sort of the dusky bundle there. But then, how about, let's have a look at the other cottons to go with the next bundle as we're talking cottons. There they are. So you've got your navy, you've got a pink, and you've got a cream in there. Now, they will match your navy coral pink and your pearl blue fabric. So let's have a look at the fabric. Again, coming in 1/2 meter bundles with this linen effect on here. So it's not like actually having to work with linen. You get the effect without having, because sometimes linen is moves about a bit, but you're not having to deal with that. You just get the beauty of cotton, the ease of working with cotton, but with that beautiful effect in there. 1/2 meter of each. I love the blue. Look at this navy. It's really, look at this. It's a real rich navy. Look at that. That is gorgeous. The tones in there, just lovely. Look at, can you, oh, we'll get a close-up of that in a little bit. And then we've got the pearl blue. Here we go. So all of the tones. In fact, both bundles will work very nicely together. If you're splashing out today, £11.70, fabulous price. Brilliant price for 1.5 meters of fabric. Look at that. There they all are, looking good. Tell you who else is looking good this morning. It's Lucy Brennan. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Excellent. You've been busy making this.
Yeah.
Lone Star. Yeehaw.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Is that what you say?
Yeah. This one is. There are different ways of doing the stars, and this one is the most basic one that you can do with the ruler, and I'm going to show you a slightly more complicated one.
I feel like I should be wearing a Stetson and chaps. I'm not.
When I picked out these colours, I've seen some nice cowboy boots in this colour. Yes.
We love a cowboy boot, don't we?
Yeah, we do. We both
yes,
do.
We've bonded over cowboy boots. It's
have.
a beautiful thing. Now, this is what's responsible for that, isn't it?
It is.
I saw this and sort of went, ooh, what's that? Again, this is from Creative Grids. Creative Grids is a rather fabulous company. I'm going to pop it on there so that we can see all the different details on there. This is the first time ever on air. So when we're talking Creative Grids, we're talking about, oh look, I've got my sticky fingers on there, I've put hand cream on. Sorry about that. Give it a quick wipe. So this is a company, a British, UK company, based out of Leicester, hence the fox. The sign of Leicester, which I like. Now, what you'll see when you look at the ruler is all these little circles, and all around the edge there, that is your embedded non-slip grip.
It is.
So you see, when that's on the material, that is not going anywhere. Look, it's not. That's the material moving, not anything else. That is brilliant. What does this do?
It does a lot. You can do a lot with this ruler, which is fantastic because when you're, buying something like this, it's great to be able to do the one shape. It's even better when you can do lots with it. So you can create diamonds, triangles, and you can also do bias strips for your bias binding with it as well. Nice.
It's got a lot of markings on it, hasn't it? So here it's going to show you, this is your 1.5 inch strip, 2 inch strip, 2.5 inch. So if you want to do strips, you've got that. It's going to show you where your fabric width is. There's an awful lot going on. You've got your 45-degree angle. There's so much. But happily, it comes with full instructions.
Yes.
We're very happy about
because
this.
There are two sides to it as well, and you can turn it upside down or right side up, whichever way. So there's almost four different ways you can use the ruler, and there are measurements for each way that you use it. So every time you turn it, there's a coordinating measurement, if you like.
It's a very innocuous looking piece of kit, and
so
it does so much.
Yeah, it does so much, and it is slightly more complicated than some of the other rulers. So if you're a complete beginner, you might want to get more familiar with rulers first of all, but it's not difficult. And if you like these traditional patterns, which personally I love, it's a brilliant way of being able to do it easily and quickly, and the instructions are so thorough.
Let's have a look at this. When you get your Creative Grid, never ever throw this away. These are your instructions. They are vital.
Crucial.
Keep them. Here's the thing. If you miss the show, or you don't have the capability of catching up either on the website or on YouTube, don't worry, because you've got a little QR. QS is a shop, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Quality seconds. Not that. It's not that at all. Here, this is your QR, yes, reader. And some of your phones, you can scan that in, and then that takes you to a whole load of videos that show you how to use this. So there are multiple ways. We're going to show you one way today to use it, but there are lots. We can do lots of shows with this ruler because it's so broad.
Yes.
Let's open it up and have a look. And then, there we go. So this gives you an idea.
Yeah, so you've got the... it gives you all the different widths and the sizes of the blocks that you can create with it.
Should I turn that around so we can actually read it?
Yeah.
There you go.
So it goes from a 2.5 inch star to a 29 inch.
No. Wow, oh, that's for the full...
I'm reading that upside down. I was like, is that right?
Is it really? But so that's the finished full... star, isn't it? That's the finished point to point.
The block.
Yeah.
So from 2.5 inches all the way up to...
But with the... And this is great, because then with your strips, so if you're cutting fabric strips, because this is 22 inches long,
yes,
which once you've cut off your selvage is the width of your fabric, then it's going to cut through. Show us. Let's, without further ado, show us.
Yeah.
Do you need to refer to any
So
of
I'm
this?
going to, I do. Yeah. Just to keep me in check.
Yeah.
It is always worth having, looking at the instructions. And so it does give you the different ways of cutting for the different things that you're going to make.
Right.
You could make individual diamonds if you want to. It shows you how to do that. And then it shows you how to do the block that I've made. And then it also shows you how to do the Lone Star block. And those are on the ruler itself. So that's what it would look like if it was just diamonds. That's the one that I've made. So it's like a star.
And this is out of the bundle. Block. This is out of the navy blue, the coral, and the pearl blue bundle, which is this one. £11.70.
It's great.
Hello! For that gorgeous linen effect fabric as well. We like. Now you took the time to match the threads as well, so that we know that they're going to work an absolute treat. Thank you for doing that. Coordinating threads down the bottom. I love that we've got the capability of doing this now. KPGC84 for your threads. Right, what are we doing with it?
So you can use those threads for quilting when you've finished as well. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to be making the Lone Star, which is the one which has lots of the diamond segments in it. So I'm going to show you how to cut all your pieces to make that.
Are these 3 different quilts that you can make just with this?
Yes, and that's just some of what you can do with it. Those are just some examples of the blocks that you can create with it. The ruler is designed to create this Lone Star. What I'm going to show you how to cut out today, it's really designed to make the Lone Star. But along with that, you can make these other blocks, and then you could do combinations. You know, it depends how you put the fabrics together and the positioning of the fabric within the block. You know, it will make it look very different as well. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, it shows us how to cut a strip.
So we're just cutting the strips. So we're using the long edge of the ruler, and I'm just cutting 2.5-inch strips.
And that's your classic fabric strip width, isn't it?
It is.
Is your 2.5-inch strip. Now you can cut up to a 6 or 6.5-inch strip with this ruler, and the joy of it is that you've folded your material selvage to selvage, and it's going to cut through 2 layers, and that's it in one cut. Done.
In one cut.
Bish bash bosh.
Yeah, I used 3-inch for that block, and I'm using the 2.5-inch strips for this one. But it's very easy to cut from the full width of the fabric.
Nice.
So I'm going to
shimmy me out of the way.
And just
get your questions in for Lucy this morning. We would love to hear from you. Inundated you were yesterday.
We were.
Yes, all sorts of different messages yesterday.
We did.
I've seen the clips.
So that's funny. So when you're doing this, you just need to make sure that you're you're ever so slightly overlapped.
Yes.
You don't want to, obviously you can't cut it like that, and you don't want to leave any at the end. So you can see that it just really nicely covers the full width of the fabric.
Excellent.
So I'm just going to cut.
So whilst Lucy cuts, get those messages in, guys. We want to hear from you.
And I'm actually, because I'm only going to be making the different strips, I'm going to cut this in half because I don't need to cut from the full width. So I can actually sew these together.
Fabric that we're using today is our Blues and Pinks fabric bundle, £11.70. This is a fabulous price for beautiful, beautiful linen effect cotton fabric. So you get the beauty of that textured effect, but the ease of working with cotton.
Yes. So I will just say when you're lining up your ruler, it's not like when you're using a straight ruler, you don't need to line it up with the fold. You're just looking at that line there and checking the measurement that you're on the right one. Going that way, it looks different, but obviously you're working from that zero and going in. So you just need to line up that line with the edge of your fabric. You don't need to worry about the ends, because when we come to cut the strip, which I'll demonstrate in a moment, the initial cut is at an angle, so you're going to lose those shorter edges anyway. So that's why you don't need to worry about it.
Hey,
there we go.
I could have done the cutting for you now.
Easy
now you've taught me how to do my cutting.
Yes. You can have a go at an angle in later if you want to.
Now steady. Steady. Straight lines, fine.
So then you want to think about the design that you want to do, and you sew strips together and then cut from these strips sewn together. So I've sewn 3 strips together.
Lovely.
Like that, and then you're going to be cutting from the strips. So I'm going to sew a few more strips.
Right. Now, we've mocked up an image of what this is going to look like using the one that you've done.
Yes.
We've got this is what it will look like. Here we go, take a look. Whoa, that looks amazing. How many blocks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 16 blocks.
Yes.
that right?
Yeah.
That's a big quilt, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've got one of those
really
blocks.
modern like that.
It does, doesn't it?
And you can see the pink stars in there, but then it creates the squares
All
and the
different sorts of
diamonds
things.
as well. And that's
all from that one.
Yeah, using the 3 colours, that's the effect it gives. If you were to use, say, the darker blue all around the outside,
It would be different again.
you'd see this, you know.
Yeah.
So the different ways that you place the fabric will create a different effect.
I have to say, I'm a big fan of the block colour quilt.
Yes.
Big fan, because you can really see, especially when it's as intricate as this, it's like it really does make the patterns really stand out. The patterns within the quilt rather than the patterns within the fabric.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah,
and also,
absolutely.
you know it's not going to go out of fashion. It's just going to go. Now, we've got 2 fabric choices for you. This is the other fabric option for you. See, I think duck egg blue.
We thought of you when we put this together.
Did you?
Yes, we did.
Did you?
I thought you'd like these colours.
I do like those colours.
Yeah.
I really do. So duck egg, sage and biscuit. It's the most popular one at the moment. Hey, to be fair, I like duck eggs,
good taste.
biscuits and a bit of sage in my roast dinner. Hey, it's lovely. I've got duck egg blue in my bathroom.
Right, yeah. Nice.
And that's the actual colour
Really
of the
nice.
paint.
Lovely.
Yeah. £11.70. YOGC95. Pretty dusky tones.
Yeah, it's
Love
more
it.
natural. It's very
Yeah,
natural, though,
no, it
that
is.
grouping,
It's
I think.
pretty. £4.50 there. And also, if you do then want to add in your florals,
Yes.
it's going to be an easy one to blend them through with.
Tilda, we thought, would look beautiful with those colours.
You know me too well, don't you? For £11.70,
Yes.
that, in all seriousness, if you have things like your Tilda and you want it to go a long way, getting a bundle like that at £11.70 makes it go so much further.
It does. Right, I'm going to start sewing these strips so
Okay.
that I can show cutting.
Yes.
So I'm sewing these strips together because I'm doing the Lone Star with the different diamond
Yes.
sections.
Yes.
And it seems odd that I'm sewing 3 the same together. But if you look at the illustration, where is it? There, you can see how that's the strip that I'm cutting. Can you see?
Yeah,
so if you break it down, when you're
we're
looking...
coming in with it. We're coming in with here we go. So
And it will make sense as I'm demonstrating and showing you the designs. It'll be bigger and you'll be able to see it better.
Yeah, we're coming in on the Lone Star.
Those little diamonds there, when you break it down, you're working in rows like that.
Nice.
So you need to think about what colours, and that's only because I'm using this exact layout, but you could do it. You could do it
that
differently.
one along there, and then there, and then those, and then that. Nice.
Yeah, exactly.
But you see, look, I mean, because that's just strips, isn't it? That one along
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently, look, they can get closer.
Oh.
They're coming in even more. Look at this, look at this. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Now you can really see, look, this is your creative grid. So you see, these are the little triangles that we're going to be doing together.
Diamonds.
Aren't they great?
Yeah.
And you see, and then your creative grids will make that one as well. And this all from this one creative grid. And this just scratches the surface.
Yes. Yeah.
Not only that, but the fact that you've now got a ruler that easily cuts you your 2.5 inch strips. Happy days.
Yes, exactly.
I do
Very,
like a
very
2.5
easy
inch
to do.
strip, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I do. So when I'm sewing when I'm sewing the strips together, I'm
Yes.
using a scant 1/4 inch seam because
Right,
you
okay,
want it
remind
to
me
be the
about the
exact
scant.
measurement. So the scant 1/4 inch seam, you're just going slightly to the left if you have a 1/4 inch foot. So your seam is smaller, and that's so we've
So
got.
it's not actually 1/4 inch.
So it's not a full 1/4 inch when you're sewing it, because
Right.
by the time you've pressed it back, you lose a fraction.
So when it's pressed open,
when
then
it's
you
pressed
get
open,
the
you
2
get the
inches of each.
full 2 inches exactly. Yes. So I did forget that and sew them together. Initially, I'll just be honest, I just sewed it together with the 1/4 inch foot, and then I opened it out and realised it wasn't the size that I wanted.
I have a question. If you do that at home, I'm likely to do that at Does it matter?
No, because then you can just cut
if you're
it
just
smaller.
Consistent.
Yes, but you can cut it slightly smaller. It was only because I wanted the full measurement. So I was going for a specific measurement. If you do it, you can just adjust all of your blocks to that size, which is fine.
There's always a way.
Yeah, there's
always a way.
Yeah. It will look slightly different. Yeah.
So nobody knew what you were after in the first place.
And I'm offsetting the strips so that when I cut the first angle, I've got a bit less waste.
Oh, nice. Lucy always is an absolute fountain of knowledge. If you have any questions for her, here's how to get in touch. So head to the website. Here it is. There we are. Morning. So you go to the watch bit and then you can watch us, and then underneath message the studio. That's how you get in touch really quickly. Just do. It does have like a character limit. So there we go. Yeah. But if you've got lots to say, email, and that's studio@sewingquarter.com. And then below, there's our fabrics, our threads, everything matching beautifully. I have to say, producer Paul is very proud of his matching abilities, but he is giving you some credit there too, Lucy. I'll be pleased to know.
Yeah, since he's slightly colourblind, I appreciate that. He was going that one. I was going, that's green. Sorry. No, he was very helpful. We did do it together. We did do it together.
Hang on, there is a blue and a green in one of the bundles.
Also true.
So no one ever
he could have
know
been
which
talking
one.
about a different one. Yeah,
Different
give him
bundle.
credit.
Yeah, we'll give him that. Well done, Paul. Good work.
But it's nice to have the coordinating threads because that's useful, especially when you're quilting something. There's nothing worse than a finished something. You want to go to quilt it and you don't have a colour that works with what you've done.
For me today, we're looking at what, £11.70 and just over £5. So for well under. In fact, it's probably around 20 quid including your postage. You've got 1.5 meters of fabric, loads of thread. That's good. That's really good.
Yep.
I like. Sorry,
you could do the really big one, couldn't you, as well?
Yes.
Just add some borders. That's a quilt.
Job done.
Job done. So I'm going to sew these together. So it's just the strips. So the scant 1/4 inch on this foot is just slightly in from that edge guide, and there is on the top of the foot a little line that I use as a guide. But
I was just going to say I don't have an edge on my 1/4 inch foot. I really want one, but I don't. But I've got lots of marks on my 1/4 inch.
So you might have a mark that you can follow, but you definitely can just put some scraps together and test it, and then open it out. So if you've got a 2.5 and a 2.5, and then measure it afterwards and see that you can check your seams. You can measure the seam, or it's better to measure the strips really once you've pressed it.
I love
to see if it's scant or full.
How absolutely detailed you are. We're talking millimeters here, but it makes
a big difference. It does make a big difference, and it makes a difference when you're using something like this where you're following those measurements. You want to get it right, and you want that accuracy so that you have all your nice points and everything comes together. And I always say about how it compounds. If your seams are off from the beginning, it makes everything else more difficult. So it's just taking that bit of time initially to check your seams, and then off you go.
Smoffy, is that a real name? Yeah. Smoffy says, please extend sewing 1/4 hours. 4 a day isn't enough.
No.
Need to do more sewing.
I know, a lot of people feel like that.
Yeah.
And we love that. We really appreciate that you're enjoying it.
We'll get there. But it's good fun. For me, it's like 4 hours of intensive workshops for me every time that I'm on. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I was dog walking with my friend yesterday. She's like, when I get my house done up finally, she said, I'm going to know where to come when I need some curtains. And I'm like, that's fine. Now, yes, okay. So a little point to just make about the fabric. Are you just sewing those strips together?
Yeah. So I've just offset it by 2.5 because that's
So you're not wasting anything.
So I'm
I
not
like
wasting
this.
it.
Come with me over here because I just need to, these are already cut in our warehouse, okay? So if you're buying 2 bundles, I don't want you to think that you're going to get a metre length. You won't, you'll get 2 half meters. You'll get 2 of those because they're already cut ready for us to go. Okay, so who was it that asked that? Oh, okay. So I just say that because a lot of you are multi-buying, which you should be because the price is awesome, and we can, because we've bundled it, we can bring it to you at a discount. But I don't want you to think normally if you buy half meters from us, it'll come in a continuous length. But when it's in a bundle like this, it's already cut, and we'll just pop 2 in the and off it goes. Now the meadow bundle first. Is that one? Of course it is. It's got green in it. This is the most popular. Oh, look, Jay's been in and folded them all up. Bless him. soon sort that out. Now, here we go. Can we see? How close can we get onto the... This is the duck egg. I love this. How close can we get in on the texture on this? Oh, yeah. Oh, close. There we go. That's fab. So you're getting the joy of a linen effect without having to work with linen. Beautiful. This is the first time we've ever bought you this bundle. We've bought you lots of other bundles, but this is the first time we've bought this bundle. This is the biscuit. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined us, everyone so much that's already bought. Lots of you going crazy for this morning. I do love how we can bring you great quality fabric at amazing prices. It's got to be a stash booster, hasn't it? Now, this is your Macawa here. Here we go. I don't know if you've realised yet, but if you are up early, you know that old adage of the early bird catches the worm? We do always like to bring you a bit of a deal at 8 o'clock, and I think that we've done that really well. Look at these. They're just beautiful fabrics. You can see how they fall so beautifully. They've got a lovely movement to them. They've got a beautiful, beautiful finish to them. There's almost a slight sheen on these, which is just beautiful. They're just going to really be rich and warm for you. So £11.70 for this. I love the fact that our guests know me so well that when they put these bundles together, they go, yeah, Natasha loves her Tilda. This would work beautifully if you've got things like that. So £11.70 for this, YOGC 95. It's a beautiful bundle, very natural, very pretty. And of course, the threads that go with it, just £4, £4.50. £4.50. That's amazing. How did we manage to bring them at that price? £4.50 for your Gutermann. So how much are you getting on each of these? It's 100 metres. It's 100 metres, isn't it? And this is your polyester thread. 110 yards. So yeah, that's 100 metres. Nice. Look at these. Perfectly coordinated with them. VJGC 31. So whilst I had a day off yesterday, producer Paul and Lucy worked very hard and found all these things to match. Aren't they good? Now, so that's one. Yeah. Let me show you the threads first, because these are working a treat too. Just treat yourself, is what I would say. Treat yourself and make sure that you're getting the threads so that the hard work is done. And you can just relax and go, yeah, do you know what? I've got threads that are going to match beautifully. And then it's in your stash. Then, you know, apart from anything else, you've got lovely threads, good quality Gutermann threads that are less likely to bind up your machine with lots of lint and fluff. That's what Gutermann are renowned for, just being great without that fluff. So KPGC 84 for those. Let me show you the fabric that those are for. We've got the coral pink. Here it is, coral pink. Look at that, so pretty, lovely. Coral pink there. Can we have a look at the texture of this navy? Because often navy is a bit flat, but this navy is gorgeous. Here we go. Can you see? Can you see the different colours through there? It's lovely, isn't it? It's got some beautiful depth in this. This is not a flat navy. This is a navy with movement and tone, and I really love it. Yes. So we've got that, and then we've got our pearl blue. Beautiful. This is going to be lovely, actually, for sort of kids' quilts, isn't it? Here we go. This is the one that Lucy's using at the moment. I'm going to tuck that under there, get that under there and scrunch them up so that you can see them all together. There. There they are. There, looking good, working well together there. So Lucy's using these. Let's go and see what she's up to. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I love them. Look at the, oh, beautiful. I do like the finish on these fabrics. Lucy, what have you been doing?
Lovely. So I'm just sewing the strips together.
So we're still scant quarter inching.
Yeah, so just scant quarter inching. And you can press your seams as you like with these blocks. You can press them open or press them to the side.
Okay. And does it matter? Because this one's got more than one colour to it, hasn't it? The other one was just a navy, chink, 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 chink.
It has. So you just want to work out, you have a look at your rows and you just work out the placement. So I'll show you, if you don't mind pressing that one for me.
But it doesn't matter which way?
No, it doesn't matter. So once you've got your 3 strips sewn together, you're just lining up the rulers so you can see how that perfectly fits that. So that's 6.5.
It's like you're a pro, Lucy.
So that's the full width of those 3 strips. So if you sew a full quarter inch seam, when you come to sew those together, it's going to be fractionally too short to get that full width. So, so then you're just cutting at an angle, just to trim that side off, and then that edge then becomes your edge to start cutting your strips. So the bit that you've cut off is just the, leftover wastage part. And then you turn the ruler around. So I've trimmed the edge this way.
No, don't look at you. There was a sideways glance at my ironing there, Lucy. I don't know what to do. Well, no, because I've wobbled a bit with me ironing. Okay, so I ironed there. I ironed on the back there, and then you've got to turn it and iron on the front. But you see, look.
I'll cut that bit off. Okay, we'll pretend it didn't happen. So then,
live on TV. No one noticed. It's fine.
So
that's why I don't iron.
What is fantastic is it very, very clearly shows you where you have to cut. So you've cut 2.5 inch strips, and you're using that same measurement to cut out that strip of diamonds. So you can see there, it very clearly has, all the different sizes of strips.
The other thing to note, isn't it, that Creative Grids, obviously, they understand quilters' needs massively. And so you've got the black and the white. So whatever sort of tone of fabric you're going to be working with,
absolutely,
you're always going to see it.
And they've got all the lines for you to check everything's in the correct place. So the dashed line shows you.
Yeah, you're straight. So actually, that's checking that you've sewn. It's belt and braces, isn't it?
Absolutely.
This is good.
Yeah. So if you did make it too small and you wanted to trim it, you could use those lines as a reference point to see what width your strips should be. So it all makes sense as it comes together. You just need to follow this, follow the instructions step by step. They're incredibly clear, really, really easy to follow, and you just. The hard work is done for you because everything is on the ruler.
The hard work was done for me. Lucy made this. And then even more hard work was done for us because we then mocked that up into what it would look like as a full quilt, which is this. Bex did that upstairs. Bex upstairs.
She did, fantastically. Yeah. And it would be, you really could go to town quilting that. In those, where the light blue is, in those squares, you could do all kinds of different quilting designs.
Oh, you know that thing that you showed me in the book that we've got on?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, okay, we'll come back to that, show you, because that's a bit rude, isn't it? That's something that we saw earlier.
I know,
but we'll show you later. So you could make that quilt using this ruler. That is incredible. One ruler doing all of that.
Yes.
Not by itself, obviously. apply a loose
There's a little bit of effort involved.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And the instructions here. Like, this is not intimidating. This is very clear, very simple, really easy to follow.
Yeah.
Which I like. I like that a lot.
And it gives a written explanation, so it's not just a diagram that you're looking at going, oh, what's that? You know, they're very clear
when you
written
try and put
instructions.
furniture together and they haven't bothered putting any written instructions.
And then the written instructions refer you to the diagram. So it's all everything you need is there in the
And they've even got a thing for you to go and have a look for videos.
And if you don't have a QR reader app on your phone, you don't have any of that, you can just Google the name, search for the name of it in YouTube and the video will
come up.
Pop up.
Nice.
Yes.
So you just put your 6-inch 45-degree diamond and Lone Star and that will come up.
Yes.
Now, most popular colour bundle is the Meadow.
Beautiful one.
It's
It is a
beautiful.
one.
Beautiful.
So
which Jay is busily folding up nicely again. It must feel like he's, working in a clothes shop on a busy Saturday. They keep on doing those jumpers.
I've been there and done that before. So when you've sewn your strips together, you've cut that angle to create the edge of the rows that you want to create. So you've lined up with doing the 2.5. So we've lined that up on the edge, and then you just need to cut this one. So I'm just going to
scooch me out of the way because I'm going to have a look. I've got a whole list of names of people who've bought this morning. Early worms this morning. No, early worms? Early birds catching worms. I'll get it the right way around in a minute. Or fabric, as it's otherwise known. Valerie, well done. Glynis, Julie, Yolanda. I love the name Yolanda.
I do. It's very pretty.
Yeah. Gwendolyn in Cornwall, Margaret in Essex, Eileen in Northumberland, Christine, Polly, Leslie, Colette, Brenda, Sylvia. Sylvia times 2. Is that 2 Sylvias or has she been multi-buying? Oh, she's multi-buying. Well done. Good job. Colette in Cheshire, Brenda, Sylvia, Jill, Carol, Marilyn, Chris. And the list goes on. Lots of Gwendolyns today. My nan's a Gwendolyn.
Is she?
Yeah. It's pretty.
It is very pretty.
What this is showing is it is selling very, very quickly. Please do check out your baskets. I don't want anybody missing out today. Kathleen in West Sussex, Jacqueline in West Yorkshire, Mary in Lanarkshire. Where's Lanarkshire?
Geography is not my best
subject. North somewhere. I don't think I've ever been to Lanarkshire. Oh, lovely. Anyway, the one that Lucy's using is the blue and the pink. I do like this blues and pinks.
Yeah, well, I'm just very, very into sort of corals and peaches and pinks. I think they're so pretty.
Very on trend as well.
And it's quite, there's something quite sort of beachy about it. I really love it, and I think it works really well with the blues as well.
Yes, and very smart, actually, as well. I'll move my hand out.
So there we go. Yes, I don't want to have any accidents. So again, I've just trimmed that off, and then I'm going to line up.
Oh, your 2.5 inch.
My 2.5 inch. So I'll just. So it's got like a 2-inch marking there.
Yeah.
And on the ruler, there are lots of different markings, and each one has a purpose. The easiest way to think about it, obviously, you've got, so in the instructions, it's got a reference. You can look at the diagram and see the the angle of the ruler, and then as you're looking at it, it's always the one that's facing you.
Yes. So if you're having to crane and you get a crick in your neck trying to look at it,
so if I'm looking at that and going, oh, but that says 2 inches and I want 2.5. Well, I shouldn't be having to look at that measurement upside down.
No,
it doesn't make sense.
But this one is facing, and it says strip.
Strip. Yeah. So it's just very, very clever and very user-friendly and easy to work with.
This is the joy of creative grids. So the thing with creative grids is that they are quilters themselves. They get it. And the people that they get because they have guest designers for a lot of their rulers, and they are top-notch quilters as well. So they know what a quilter needs. They know what a quilter wants because they're doing it. It's not like, someone that's never been near a quilt in their life coming along going, well, got a few angles here, I'll be fine. No. This is made by quarters, for quarters, and that's when you get the best product.
Absolutely, and it's as you're using it, you realise that, and you go, oh, they completely know what they're doing, and they've made that so easy.
I wouldn't buy any other make now. I'm really impressed by Creative Grids.
They're incredible.
Really impressed. And it's worth spending that little bit extra to get this quality.
Yes.
Every time. Every time.
It is.
$24.95. This little ruler. I say little, it's 22 inches along there.
It's a big ruler.
This big old ruler does many, many things.
And it's nice to be able to get, it's not a ruler where you only get the one size of a block.
Yeah.
You get lots of different size blocks. So you even could do something like make a really big one and then have little ones framing it. And, there's just so many possibilities with it.
I know you said this possibly wasn't a beginner's ruler. But actually, the first thing you're going to want to cut as a beginner, possibly like me, is a strip, is a 2.5-inch strip.
Yeah.
So actually, if you can only afford one, this one's great
because it will do more things. It does do more things.
It does lots.
Yeah, it does lots and lots.
Come on, then, let's cut again.
Okay, so I'm going to cut another one of these. I'll cut a couple of these. So measure twice, cut once and all that, but it is easy.
No, it's great because working here, it is like revisiting my grandma, and I hear the phrases that she used to say was measure twice, cut once, things like that, and you go, actually they're there for a reason, they're said for a reason, and for very good reasons. Also, we've got all sorts now.
So you can see, so I've cut, I've done a strip. That's the dark, the pink, and the light.
Yeah.
That's dark, pink, light.
Yeah.
That's dark, pink, light, flipped around.
Flipped around, yeah.
All the darks, more darks, and the pinks and the dark. So we could arrange that, in different ways that's going to create a completely different effect when we come to sew them together.
Have a play. Take a photo on your phone or whatever and have a play. See if you like it, because actually looking at it through a screen or through a photo gives it a whole different look. And see if it's what you like. Polly's been in touch. She says, I've ordered both fabric packs as I'm having a go at landscape quilts. Perfect. What's a landscape quilt?
Is that creating a landscape?
Oh, nice. She says, thank you, love the programme, says Polly in Norfolk. Norfolk apparently very sunny today.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Stock warning on the meadow. Oh, if it's in your basket, check it out now, please. You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day. It doesn't matter. You will only be charged one lot of P&P, no matter how many times you check out your basket. So don't worry about that. $2.95 will be applied at the end of the day. So check out your baskets. Don't miss out. Don't loiter with it in your basket, because you think, well, I might want something later. Doesn't matter. Check it out now. You can get whatever later. Doesn't matter. We will not charge you again for P&P because we're nice like that. It's the truth.
It is. It's fantastic.
It's the truth. Well, these are looking good.
So you can so you can play about with them, put different strips in different places. This design is going to give me
a peacock.
A peacock. A star in the centre. So I will have a light blue.
I want it to be a peacock tail.
Yes. Well, if you want it to be, it shall be. So I've got the light blue in the centre, followed by a ring of the pink,
like this.
Followed by a ring of the blue, and then I'm going to use the pink to create my triangles to finish this section of the block. But hopefully you can see then how it would build up to create a pattern. And so if I turned it round, we'd have different,
The beauty of this.
It would look different.
Oh.
I don't have any more of those, but
but you get
you could, and then it would be coming out like that, which would give it a completely different look again.
Lots of ways to play.
Yeah, I like the traditional. For me,
a traditional girl.
I am quite a traditional girl, but I like it with the modern fabrics.
That's what it's giving
look.
you. This navy, I'm really taken with this navy in particular.
The texture looks so beautiful
isn't
on it? It does. Yeah.
It's not all navies are created equal. This has got a beautiful texture to it.
It does.
Nice.
So that's how we create that part of the block.
Yes.
And then I'm going to show you how to create the base triangle and the top triangle.
But when you sew those together, you're just going to be sewing along there. So you're going to get beautiful points, but without the effort.
Yes. And then and see the block would come like this. So the block itself is like a larger, it's sort of like a segment
So
triangle.
you're not having to struggle with triangular points.
No. And there's
They've
no Y
taken that out
seams.
of
You're
it.
not, sometimes if you were making this block where you have the square, you'd actually inset a square.
Right.
And that creates what we call a Y seam,
yeah.
where you have to sew up, pivot,
And
and
then sew up.
sew up.
That's tricky.
It can be quite tricky. Whereas this way it's segmented, so you're making triangles. So I'll show you how to do that.
I'd love that. I like peacocks.
I'm going to move that right out of the way because I don't want to cut it by accident.
Or are you cutting?
So
so this is out of our coral pink and blues bundle. Because I can cut now, can't I?
Yeah, you can cut.
Yeah.
So if you want to do me...
Oh, hang on, steady on.
Oh.
How big is this?
Well, let's see.
No, I'm only joking. How big?
Well, it would be 6.5 because that's the finished one is.
Okay.
6.5, but I'm not sure I've got enough fabric to do that. So just for the purposes of today, we might do smaller ones, I think. So it's showing you how you would at least get
So I'm lining up.
shapes.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, that 2.5 inch strip there. It's even got, because that's your most used kind of strip amount. Can you see on the ruler? It's actually got it in black and white to really doubly highlight. Can you see that was the one that we? That's good, isn't it? Just there. Nice. Have I just noticed that? That makes me happy. Good. you don't care, do you? It's like, yeah, whatever. Just cut it. Can't do anything till you've cut, woman. Oh, no, you see, my cutting skills.
Down and
yeah.
forward. It's the down that cuts.
Sorry. There you go. Cuts beautifully, by the way. Yeah, shut that off.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
Shall I do another one? Or was that just too painful for you to watch?
It's because... No.
No, don't let her cut anymore, for goodness sake.
I need to cut the bias strips, and because I've been cutting lots of this for other things, obviously you're going to have in the bundles, you're getting a bigger measurement, but I need to cut bias strips.
Producer Paul says cut it and shut it. I don't think he means my mouth, I think he means this. I should hope. I would hope, because that would be rude. He's not rude. He's not rude. No. Now, let's have another look at this bundle. Please do check out your baskets as well. I'm going to go over. I'll leave you to sort out what you're doing next. Right, if you have got your meadow, please check out your basket for that, because that's about to go. So if you want the meadow bundle, please grab that, and of course get your coordinating threads as well. These are the threads, really worthwhile getting. Look how the love that's gone into coordinating those. There's a lot of love here at the Sewing Quarter, and it went into the threads. Here it is. £4.50, VJGC 31. There it is. Now, here we go. Let's have a look at these. This is the one that we're using. And you've got, that's your coral, that's your navy, and that's your pearl blue. So that's £11.70. Half a metre of each of those. So you do have plenty. Even if this is, well, maybe you're getting this so that you can do the Lone Star that Lucy's shown us, or maybe you're getting this because, quite frankly, you just like a bargain. Because we've bundled it, we can bring it to you at a better price, and then you've got it in your stash ready to go. So then when you're moved to go and do some sewing, you've got it there ready to go. That's the bundle. This is the thread. The thread, again, fabulous price, just £4.50 for your 3 threads there, and they are going to work beautifully with this fabric bundle. So you just treat yourself. Why not? Lucy's making the Lone Star quilt, and there we go. That's your sew-all bundle. That's those. So this is what we're making, and that is out of the bundle I just showed you with the blue, the coral, and the pearl blue.
Yes. So I've got 2 more shapes to do.
Okay.
I'm really conscious of time, so I'm going to just talk through it. So the next bit that we're going to make is the base triangle. So looking at the block, so we've cut those segments.
Yeah.
It's this bit here.
Oh, okay.
So it's the basics and just look at the technique
Yes.
of cutting.
Yes.
So you want to line up the strip. So for that one, and it's the width of the final size of the bit that you've cut.
Okay.
So that the big strips was the 6.5,
Yes.
so that would be the size that I wanted. I'm just doing a smaller one here.
Just
so,
to show. Now
yeah.
this is going to cut on a 45-degree.
So it's going to cut it on a 45-degree line. It's very clear in the instructions. You're lining up the size of the strip that you've cut with the measurement on this left-hand side, and
again,
it goes all the way down.
Facing towards
so
us,
I'm
so we
using
know.
that dotted line, so it's facing towards us, and we know. Very, very clear. You just cut that, and then you can see
Perfect.
this triangle has the dog ear cut off it already.
Oh, we want that.
We want that because that's going to help us line up our pieces when we come to sew them together. So it's very important when you're cutting with the ruler, you're not creating a triangle. You're creating a triangle and adding your seam allowance onto it.
So when you get this, you haven't done it wrong. That's exactly what you want.
That's what you want.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then you keep on cutting and you spin the ruler round. So obviously we can't do the same cut.
Yeah.
Because it would be... So you just spin the ruler around and then even ease it. You just line up that little dashed line at the very, very corner, and that's going to give us the other triangle.
So well thought out.
And as you're making your blocks, when you come to piece it together, so even like on this one, you can see they're mirror images. So these sections are mirror images of each other. So when I'm cutting these, the base triangles and the upper triangles, I need one going this way and one going this way. But if you cut them with your fabric folded in half...
Yeah. Oh, look, perfect.
You've automatically got that mirror image.
Perfect. Oh, it's all thought out.
Yes.
And it's easy to follow. Grab your fabrics, grab this amazing grid. We've barely scratched the surface of what this does.
One more to do. So that's the upper triangle.
Yeah.
Ever so quickly.
Go on.
So this one... Oh, I can do it. The instructions are all there for you. I'm going to create a bias, and this is exactly what you would do to create bias binding, how you could cut your
So we can cut our fabric strips, and now we can cut our bias fabric strips as well. So then we can put it through our bias binder maker.
So if you're doing bias binding, there is a way of folding the fabric so you can cut your strips.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, so you get more longer strips.
Yeah.
For the purposes of this, we don't really need the long strips, so you don't need to do that, but you can do that and then use this ruler. So I'm just lining up the edges and trimming off the corner, and that's giving me a bias edge to then
nice, because that's at your 45 degrees, isn't
work from. And then all I'm going to do is cut a strip. So it tells you what widths you would need to do. I'm doing that the wrong way around.
Oh, so if you wanted to do your 2.5 inch, look, you see that it just shows up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it's nice.
So I'll do a 3. That's what I did.
Why not?
In that block. I'll move my fabric.
Well, this is perfect. What a brilliant piece of kit. 1 P&P per day, $24.95 for this brilliant piece. I'm really impressed
If I
with this
wanted
piece
a
of kit.
small bit of bias binding, I would just cut it. You know, I can just cut a small bit from a square of fabric, and then you've got your triangles. So you can just line it up.
Oh, nice.
To make
perfect. It's a quilt kit in a one plastic ruler, isn't it?
Yes. So many things. The instructions really are fantastic, and the things that you can create are really beautiful.
If any of you have already got creative grids at home, then you will know already the quality, how well thought out they are, the small details that make it an absolute pleasure. Like when you were doing the 45 degree triangles, and instead of having to rearrange all your fabric and just swing the ruler around. It's really well thought out. You've got that non-slip grip in there. That is the key for me, and that's what overcame my fear of.
It makes a huge. I was talking to Jo yesterday, and she's completely converted to creative grids because of that grip and how safe it is.
So I would say, if you can grab it. start to, you know, just collect these things as and when we bring them to wear, start to collect them, and you'll soon have so many that and that's just going to allow you to do so many different things. The other thing to say is about storage for these. Please all store them flat. If you don't have space to store it flat, there is a little hole in there. I was going to say drilled in. I don't know if they drilled it, how it's made. But that allows you to hang it.
Might be lasered.
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's magic.
It is.
Because if I tried to make oil in plastic, it would be a melty mess.
And it's so smooth. It's so smooth. They're not jagged, the edges at
No,
all,
it's
and
very
it's the same
clever.
with that circle.
Well, you see, this is it, because the other thing that I love is this embedded non-slip
Yes.
grip stuff in there.
That's what makes the difference.
That is what can you see? It's like an opaque bit in there. You've got them in circles. So however small a piece of fabric you are cutting, it holds it, and that is the key. That's the key with these. It's not a rubber one that's going to drop off when the glue gets old or it's left in the sunlight or something
and
like
the
that.
markings, how
Always
clever
done.
the markings are on the ruler.
brilliant.
I can't emphasise it enough. It really is easy to use and a joy. It takes all the complicated thinking of the angles out of it. It's just, you've just got to look at the
Do you know,
ruler.
we had a message from the people at Creative Grids, the family that started Creative Grids, and they said, you know, thank you for loving our product. And we just said, look, you know, thank you for bringing us such a great, well put together piece of kit.
It's
You're
easy
going to
to
show
love,
us some more, aren't
easy
you,
to love these
later?
rulers. Yes.
Yes, because we are nearly out of time.
Making a quilt a mini quilt. Making a mini quilt.
With a great book.
And a really exciting technique that I love.
Yay! It's all still to come here on the Sewing Quarter. So we'll go and have a cup of tea.
I'm having some porridge. I'm going to have some porridge.
Oh,
yeah.
right, okay, so you'll be ready to
I
go.
will, energised.
I will see you then in an hour. Next up is Jo Carter, and it's all about the penguins. Yes, they're back, and in new colourways. Yeah,
My favourite. I love the penguins.
see you in a minute. Follow us on Pinterest. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to discover sewing work we create and love.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. There are many ways you can watch Sewing Quarter. We are live every day on Freeview Channel 78 and online at sewingquarter.com from 8 a.m. till 12 noon. But if you've missed a show, don't worry. There are two easy ways to catch up. The first is through our website, www.sewingquarter.com, where we repeat that morning's shows throughout the day. On the homepage, you'll see our video stream. Click on the video to hear sound and see a list of the products that we have shown in that day's shows. The second way to catch up is on our YouTube channel. All our shows are kept on YouTube, so if you buy a product and want to see the demonstration again, you can. Go to www.youtube.com/Sewing Quarter, where you'll find all our shows listed by date. Select your preferred date, then, using the description beneath the video, jump to the hour you want to watch. Then you can pause, rewind, play, and skip your way to the bits that you want to watch again. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. When you spend £10 on your first purchase, you will receive this free sewing kit from the Sewing Quarter worth £14.99.
He's back, Oh, yes, he is. It's our penguin and we love him. And you loved him so much that we've brought him back now. When we brought you the penguin first time round on International Penguin Day, yes, we managed to do that. He sold out in 6 minutes. Whoosh, gone. So we listened to what you said. Well, firstly, you said you loved him. And secondly, what you said was, please could we bring it back in different colourways, because you'd like to make him for new babies, for younger kids, you wanted to make them, so can we bring it in different colourways? Yes, so we've got classic colourways, and then we've got a colourway for him, a colourway for her. So all of them $18.95 for you today. How many penguins did we decide that made? Was it 3? 2? 2. 2 penguins. Excellent. So that's coming in at under £10 a penguin. Happy days. EMGC04 brings you the very first kit. Now this is your black and white classic. Now, does this have the linear or the plain orange? This is the plain orange. So let me show you this. In each of these kits, you're going to get the toy stuffing, you get full instructions, you get the thread, and you also get a skein so that you can do all the embroidery for the eyes and the details for the head. Now, we've got 2 different black and white kits for you. Let me show you the difference. The difference is purely in the type of orange. This is a plain orange. That's a solid orange in there. EMGC04. That is your solid orange. It's bright orange, it is, it certainly is. The kits all have the same amount of fabric in, they all have the thread and ½ metre of each of the fabrics, so you're going to have a lot of the orange left over. Now the next option gives you a slightly different orange. This gives you, it's called pumpkin, but it gives you a linear texture on there. So if you fancy a little bit of texture in there, we've got that option for you. Now that's linear in pumpkin and a thread. Let's get rid of that. $18.95 again, no difference in the price. QLGC 25. So if you want that with a little bit of texture, maybe you're a texture type person, then there is. And this is the whole kit again. You get your thread, you get your embroidery skein, you get ½ metre of each of the fabrics, you get your full instructions, you get your stuffing, everything good to go in the wonderful world of penguins. It's there. Hurrah! Now, your feedback to us, and we try and be reactive to your feedback. Your feedback was, could we bring a kit that would be for babies, for newborns, for little boys, for little girls? So we said, yes, we'll do that for you, no problem at all. So what we've done is this. Now we've got a polka dot, so this is all your baby pink. So you've got your baby pink in spots, ½ metre of that, and then your coral for the detailing of the beak and everything, and then you've got your ½ metre of vintage pink for the main bit of the body. So if I show you those pinks close together, you see you've got the spots for the tummy. So that's your contrast. It's pretty, isn't it? Really pretty. It's going to look absolutely gorgeous. And then you see, you've got that one. That's for all of your beak and everything else. So it's soft and it's pretty, absolutely gorgeous. So that's for your tummy, that's for your body. And of course, you've got your thread and everything that matches there. And then, of course, if we've got something for the girls, we had to have something for the boys, because it would be rude not to. So that's exactly what we did. Let me show you here. Now, we're showing you these very quickly so that you know which options to go for, and because they sold out so quickly last time. Now, ½ metre of each of these fabrics, ½ metre of your spot on, ½ metre of your blue, ½ metre of your coral in there. So let me show you these. That's how it's going to work. That's going to be your tummy, that's going to be your body, and that's going to be your beak. And look how well we've matched that thread for you as well. Brilliant! And of course, you get your instructions and everything else that you need. Now, the lady behind the penguin, not like literally, unless I do that.
Now literally.
Yeah, now literally. The lady behind the penguin is Jo Carter. Hello. How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
Good, thank you. He's back.
He is.
I'm so thrilled because it's bittersweet. When he sells out in 6 minutes,
Yes.
you know, firstly, that you at home love him. Thank you. Secondly, you've done a fantastic job. Thank you. And thirdly, that we're going to have to do another show on it. Brilliant!
Yay.
And here he is. Yeah. It's all about the penguin. So here he is. Where do we start?
We start with cutting all pieces out. If you've got
Should I show the instructions?
Yes.
Should I do that? Full instructions here. Do you want to have a look at it? Where would you like it? Oh, there you go. Get in the right place. There we go. There's your penguin softie. Now, producer Paul says, and I concur, with a Joe Carter kit, if you want it, get it now and check out your basket immediately. 6 minutes it sold out in last time.
Yes.
You can check out as many times as you like throughout the day. Doesn't matter, we're only ever going to charge you 1 P&P because our P&P is done per day, not per time that you check out or per item or anything like that. So please make sure you don't miss out on the penguin. Did we ever agree on a name for the penguin last time? Let's have penguin names again. Let's have some good penguin names. But this takes you step by step through all the detailing. We're going to go through this, here we go. So you get all of the pattern as well, full-size templates. And there you go. So you can either trace them or cut them out. He's watching me. Look at this. He's watching me. There you go. So all the full-size templates and all of your full instructions. Is he going to be there like that for the full hour?
I haven't noticed. Yeah. Under pressure now.
Right. Let's do this.
Okay. I'll start by assembling the head and face and then work down to the rest of the body.
Yay.
So I'm starting here, sort of central head and eye patches.
Okay.
Now you can it's quite a tight curve joining on to the middle head piece here. You can just sew it on, but to make it slightly easier, if you clip, can you see, along the seam allowance?
Yeah.
Just inside, you don't go the full 6 millimetres, just clip along and it just enables that to straighten out a bit more comfortably. And then just pin them around. I've done this side already, you can see.
Awesome.
That side's pinned on and I'll pin this side on.
Yeah.
And then I find
this is the central bit here and the eyes that we're doing through there.
It's quite a curve.
Yeah. No,
so
that's okay.
just to try and, this is a technique just to make it that bit easier.
Now, after our last show,
Yeah.
I can't remember who it was. One of my friends who had obviously been watching sent me a full, like a poster type thing of all the different types of penguins. And Macaroni Penguin was on there!
It was, yay!
So thank you for that. That was your favourite type of penguin, wasn't it?
Yes, it's the one the name I always remember because... And does it have funny eyebrows? Is that the one?
Fabulous. He's truly fabulous. Jude says, "Hi, lovely penguin. Hello. Could you eau de coat it to make it a bath time toy, or would it leak at the seams?" It would leak at the seams. I think that's a fabulous idea. If if he was to go out in the wet, then that's great. But with the eau de coat, you're not doing the seams because you eau de coat the fabric first and then you stitch. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it would be different. But good idea. I like that we're thinking eau de coat. So we pin and sew. So make sure you do those little snippy bits because that just makes life easy, doesn't it?
It just makes the central middle head, the black piece, follow the curve that bit more comfortably. And then I'll sew around there and we'll join.
Jo, did you see Lucy's happy dance? As she had quite happy feet as she went off and you came on.
She did.
This is my absolute favourite. There's a lot of love for the penguin. Always a lot of love.
Who doesn't love a penguin though?
I love a penguin.
I could watch a clip, an internet clip of a penguin sliding into an ice hole.
Yeah.
And all the other ones all day.
Because they just look like they're having fun.
They do.
It's like whenever I take Freddie to the park, his favourite thing is the slide every time. It's like penguins, they just have the best slides.
They do?
Yes. And that's just it. As an adult penguin, they get the best deal. Please do check out your baskets. That's a warning from producer Paul, so we know it's serious. Brand new options today. Let's have a look at the brand new options. You asked for these, so we're bringing them to you. So this is the pink. So you've got the polka dot for the tummy, and then you've got the solid for the body, and then you've got the coral pink there for the beak, etc., etc., which is $18.95. Oh, well, they're all $18.95. The price is exactly the same. And then there's your blue option. I love that blue option. And that is, again, $18.95, and the code is coming up very shortly on the screen. There you go, MRGC, what? For the blue? $25.95. How come that's different? Oh, we'll investigate that. MRGC51, bear with us while we sort that out for a moment. So, whichever ones you're after, you're getting your penguins. He's still watching. Oh, no.
Oh,
he's just not looking at us anymore. He's having a... Oh, no, he's checking out that cameraman Tom's doing his job properly. So, yes, cameraman Tom, what are you up to? He is gorgeous. Love him. Love him. So, what are we doing? We're sewing down...
Sewing around either side of the middle head just to join those white eye patches.
Okay.
Let's just readjust that slightly.
Is this a beginner make?
A confident beginner, I think, could tackle it, but I would say probably an intermediate, just because. Well, I'll show the awkward bits are these curves here.
Oh, so we're going straight in with the trickiest bit.
That's the trickiest bit. And the base, maybe, because, well, I know people are not always big fans of stitching curves. And there we have the middle top face.
So already it's coming together. Woohoo! It's like a super eye mask. Peekaboo. Awesome. What happens next?
Next, we want to join the beak. Now, the beak piece is the same top and bottom. We're only joining this to the black section. Right. It's easy to do it once the eye patches are in place, but this just joins along the black middle face section.
Okay.
And it's easy, with black as well, you can mark with tailor's chalk the centre, but actually sometimes it's easier to just pop that little clip in the middle, just so you know when you're sewing the seam, when you're at the centre. There we go.
Okay.
So I've just clipped that slightly.
So will you pin that from that centre point of the beak to the centre point there and then work your way back?
It's easiest to start at one side, sew into the centre, and then when your needle's in the centre, pause with the needle down through the fabric, lift the presser foot, and then just pivot round to sew across the other side. And I find it that bit easier as well if you just finger press the ends of these seams open.
Oh, okay.
Before you start.
So is there a little overlap, or does it match absolutely?
The seam allowance inside there will match the seam allowance inside there.
Okay, right, I'm with you.
So it will overlap slightly at the sides, the actual edges.
Yeah.
There we go. If you can just slightly see through the fabric,
yes.
And that's sort of the 6 mils in either end.
I'm with you. Yes. If you wanted to pin it from the centre and work your way out from there, is that okay?
You could do that. That would be fine as well.
And then I would know. I think that's probably what I might do to make sure that I've got my central point and I don't wander off, because I wouldn't necessarily. I'm that confident beginner, really. I wouldn't necessarily be confident I would move it in exactly the right place. But that's a good way around it, isn't it?
It is.
And on goes that big. Now, of course, you're getting the thread. You're getting the thread and you get the embroidery skein as well. It's all coming in there. It's great.
It is everything you need.
So you've reached that centre point.
Just make sure that seam's
open.
open.
So opening those seams.
I'm just going to
pivot
that round and then sew.
Do you forward and back?
Yes, at the end, at each sheet.
And are you, do you sew at all onto that white, or do you stop dead on that black?
You can sew a little bit onto the white. It won't affect it in any way. See, I've gone sort of a stitch width there onto the white.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. Awesome. So there's the top beak.
Oh, and already he's coming together. This is what we like. Have we got names? Any names yet? No. But do get in touch. We'd like to hear names for the penguin.
Again, I've just clipped the centre there just so I know on the bottom piece where the middle's going to fall. And this one attaches in the same way.
This is the underside.
That's the
gullet.
Yes, the bottom of the face.
There. So we're looking at this bit. So so you sew the bottom and the top bits onto their bottom and top parts, and then you sew it all together.
Yes. So join the top and the bottom of the face together in one go.
He's lovely. We all heart the penguin here. We all love the penguin. My little boy came to meet me from work the other day, so he was having a rummage around the studio. It's like heaven for him out there, because we've got bookshelves just full of all the makes of the shows, all the different toys, and he loved the penguin, but I knew that we had a show with the penguin coming on, so his sticky fingers wasn't allowed near that. But the other one that he absolutely loved was your seal. Was that your seal? Did you do the seal?
The seal?
The furry seal.
I've done a furry whale. Have I done a seal?
I don't know. There was one out there, and he's absolutely obsessed with it. But he honestly, it was like Christmas for him out there, wanting to play with all the toys. I'm like, really need to play with? They might need to go on a show again. Let's just check and see how sticky those fingers are first.
So there we go, there's the bottom beak.
Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Joined on, and now I'm going
So you can already see the shape, actually, can't you? You can already see, because you've pivoted and everything else, you can already see that it's starting to get that 3D shape. That's why with this, it's not like quilting where it's just straight line, straight line, straight line. This is where sometimes it is slightly more tricky, because you're getting those curves to get the shape.
Yes, and you're often sewing a curve that goes one way to a curve that goes in the opposite way, and trying to get them to fit together can be...
It's great. Do you know what?
It takes a bit of practice.
What a great incentive to improve your skills.
It does, it really does. You get to know your machine very quickly. And then to join the top and bottom face, I'm just going to open these seams up just because it's a little bit easier to match.
Again. He's not, oh look, no, he was taken before we'd finished his eye. Look, he's got... he's winking at us. I love him. Now, whilst you pin that beak, I'm going to go and have a look at the peak. Peek at the pink.
Before I pin, it's just a good idea.
Okay. Well, I'll go over to that in a second then.
Just to open these seams, and you can just see that you line the edge of the beak up and pop a pin in there, and you know that the beak will meet at the sides.
The beak meet.
The beak meet. Although if it doesn't, often it gives it a little bit of a smiley look, so it's not the end of the world.
A quirky
if it doesn't,
grin.
Yes. And all that adds a bit of personal detail, I think.
Well, it does, doesn't it?
It does. It's easy to get a bit carried away and obsessed with perfection, but you don't want to look like it came out of a machine. Well, apart from a sewing machine.
Yeah, well, this is it, isn't it? This is where you get that quirky character, and no two will ever be the same. And I like that.
That's it.
I like that. Otherwise, just go to a shop and buy one that's been mass produced.
Absolutely.
But where's the fun in that? You know, you get that satisfaction that actually you made that. And that's what you remember. And that's what, if you're gifting this to someone, that's what they will remember too.
Yes, the time and effort you've put in, and the care.
Yeah, absolutely. So pinning these in. Any specific pins for this?
I like a thin pin. Often the really thin ones you can stitch over are really handy as well.
The lace pins?
The lace pins are fab for this.
Nice.
And then to join the bottom face, I will start in the middle and sew down each side, and then open it out and check. Yeah, from the tip around. So shall I do that?
Yeah, you do that. I'm going to go and have a look at take a peek at the pink.
Okay.
I'll see you. I'll meet you back here in just a minute.
See you in a minute.
Yay! Lots of you going for the pink, and a lot of you asked to see the pink. So let me give you the pink info. So how we've done these is, if I put it like that, then you'll get an idea. This will be your tummy. The polka dot works out as being the lighter tummy area. And then you've got that darker. Let me give you an idea of how that's going to look. You get 1/2 metre of this. You do get an awful lot. Woohoo! Look at that. It's pretty, isn't it? Very pretty fabric here. And then... So if we show these... then you'll get an idea. So you can see the contrast in the colour. So this is going to be your tummy, this is going to be your body, and then you get your beak detailing in that. So it's softer pastel shades for your penguin, which is what you asked for, so that's what we've brought you. £18.95, MPGC 21, and that's for your pink. That is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. All of them, of course, coming with your thread and your skein of embroidery thread and your instructions, which I've got over there, and, of course, all your stuffing as well. It's all coming with you. Maureen said Reuben the penguin.
Oh, Reuben. That's a nice name.
It's a good name, isn't it?
It
Reuben.
is.
It's quite a grown-up name, isn't it?
It is.
Reuben.
For a serious penguin.
Nice. Marjorie's asked about the difference between the two black and white kits. Hang on there, Maureen, and I will show you the difference. In fact, I'll bring them over so that I can show you the difference. The difference is just in the orange, okay? So you're going to get this sort of look, but the difference is just in the texture of the beak and the, what do you call those bits?
I don't know. I think...
And these bits, whatever they're called. Oh, penguin anatomy, not so good.
I think I might have called it chest detail. In the
If it's the chest detail, yes. Let's have a look. So these are the two different oranges. Which one would we like to look at first? The linen effect. This is your linen effect in pumpkin. So it's just that it's got that linen effect to it. Now that's the detail that you can see on the screen there, which is QLGC 25. And that has got your linen effect. So it's just giving a little bit of a different look to your penguin. It's a small detail, but we wanted to give you that option. Or if you want the bright, bright, bright orange in the plain, which is what we've used today, and it is called bright orange, that's its name.
It is.
Maybe not repeated like I did. It's just called bright orange. But that is your alternative. So you can see that's the linear, slightly more muted tone, because it's got the detailing in there, and that's your bright orange. And this is the most popular so far, EMGC04. That's your details for that one, for like your classic. Classic. There we go. I've tidied. Oh! Linda says Penelope or Prudence for names.
They're nice names.
Good names. So we've got Penelope, Prudence and Reuben.
I should make a few.
Yeah, well, we will. I'm sure that we will. We already have a few flapping around the place. Prudence. We had a chicken called Prudence when I was growing up. It was a good name.
It's a great name.
Yeah. In fact, oh yes, please check out your baskets. Low in stock of the one that we're making, this one. Low in stock on that one, which is the detail on the screen there. So if you're after him, please check out your baskets there. EMGC04, 18.95. Yay! I got chickens at the weekend.
I love chickens.
Got 3 chickens. They're very good-looking girls.
Oh, do they have good names? Are they...
Well, we were thinking about names. My 3-year-old told me they didn't need names, they were only chickens. What does he know? Clearly they need names because they're chickens. So I've got a white one, which is a Sussex. She's very pretty with a little black tip on her tail. And then I've got a Ranger, which is like your classic ginger-type chicken.
Yep.
And then I've got a Roadrunner.
Ooh.
No, Rocky Road, rather. A Rocky Road one, which is sort of black and sort of black and ginger. Gorgeous. Nice. So yeah, someone suggested I call them the Andrews sisters.
They do seem like a group. Yes.
Yeah, because they were that colour. They were blonde, brunette, and ginger.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so they're the Andrews sisters. Now I just need to know what their names were. Right. Anyway, back to penguins. We digress, but it's all bird. It's all bird talk here in the studio today. So snip, snip. We've stitched from the centre.
From the tip out each time, and that gives us our
Do you need to like trim down anything within the seam allowance of the beak just to, so that he has a nice pointy beak? Or does it not matter?
Take the tip off. So avoiding the stitches, just take the tip off. Just helps to give a little bit, because it's a lot of fabric to get into a small space.
He didn't feel a thing, by the way.
He didn't.
No.
And then just clip a couple of V-shaped notches there, just to remove that extra bulk and help it turn and sit nicely, the fabric sit nicely inside. So we do that for the beak.
Nice.
And then the last thing on the face is there's a little tiny dart at the top just to give it a little bit of shape, a little bit of a forehead, or to give that forehead some curve. Nice. So I'll close that dart.
It's all these little details that you wouldn't necessarily know about. You know, this has been such a learning curve for me, learning about the toy making. It fascinates me. It's just getting that 3D shape through these little things like darts and stuff like that. That's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Done.
Just taper the end slightly and it just gives it a smoother, rounder finish.
There it is. Excellent.
So that's the face done, and I'll pop the back of the head on, and then that's ready for the body when the body's done.
If you are after this colourway, sorry, just going to turn them through. If you were after this traditional colourway, which is the one that's up on the screen, please check out your basket because it's getting to that stage where there are more of you in your basket than we have stock. We did bring you a big stock.
There were a lot.
But please do check out your basket. I don't want anybody disappointed. So, yeah, if you check out now, you'll get him. But if you leave it any longer, nah. So please make sure you check out your basket now. Thank you.
Okay, and this is the way I complete a head almost, because I like to sew the head to the body. Some toy makers, and if this is your preferred method, by all means do it this way, complete the head and then at the end hand finish by hand sewing the head to the body.
I don't trust my hand stitching.
I
That's
find
my
it difficult
problem. Yeah.
to get the head on straight.
And to get in as well, it's awkward. So I would rather do it your way. I think yay, go Joe.
Yes, because quite often the head is just doing that when I've finished. So I like to make sure it's centred. And then to do the head, I just join the back head pieces along the back, so from about there to there, just to hold them together, and then I will sew the back head around.
So we're sewing, so can you see there's that seam there? We're going to sew these two pieces together to about there. That's where we're going to, so that he can be stuffed in the back of the head. Is that right?
So the head opens out to join it across.
Yes.
Just makes it that bit easier. And I'm sticking with white thread just so it's more visible on the black. So just a small seam just to join them. And then if I open this out and line up the centre of the back head with the dart that marks the centre of the front, the face.
Now we give you grey thread so that it just blends with all of the different colours that you're going. Like you say, you've got white here, but that's just so that you can really see. Really see where you need to be stitching. So it's for camera purposes.
Yes, and there's a channel in the wing, which if I stitch that in black later, it wouldn't show up at all. So I've gone for the white, so it definitely can be seen.
I love that. And again, it's that little detailing. Do you think today that we'll get to the shaping of the face as well?
I hope so. That's quite an important part of this design.
Yeah, that gives him, that really does give him that character, doesn't it?
I have a part penguin.
A part penguin?
A part penguin, ready to go.
Penguin. So just sewing down.
I'm just sewing now to join the face and the back head, but from the top down one side. And this is the way I like to do it because it's easier to sew that more gradual curve than to sew all the way round and make sure everything lines up.
We're sewing from that centre point there, so we've matched up that seam. That's, well, where you did the little tuck thing.
Yes.
What's it called?
The dart.
That's the one. So from that dart, you match up that centre seam that you've just sewn, and then you sew from that centre down, and then back to the centre, and down. And it's a lesser curve. Yes!
Okay, so I've done one side.
Very, very low in stock now. Please do check out your baskets. We do have other options for you, so let's give you the details of those. So, if you love your traditional penguin colours, and actually you don't mind, and you'd quite like to have that little linen effect beak, I like it. Gives it a little bit of texture. Yeah, 18.95. Because the original penguin had different textured fabrics, didn't he? When you first brought him to us and said, "Look, I've made the penguin. Do you love him?" And we all went, "Yes." We melted and went, "Yes." And we've also got the pink. So the pink is there for you as well. Again, 18.95 for your pink. So you've got the polka dot for the tummy, you've got the plain pink for the body, and then you've got the coral for the beak and the chest detail-y bits and the feet. MPGC21. You're going to have a lot of that coral left, actually, aren't you?
There'll be plenty of that left.
There's going to be loads.
And
which is a nice colour to just have in your stash.
It is. Oh, well, you can't have too many solid colours or good blender colours in your stash, I don't think.
Now, at the moment, we've gone through here, and you're snipping in little triangles.
Just a few V-shaped notches just to remove some of the bulk so you get a flatter, smoother seam. It's not...
Flathead penguin?
a smooth, not so much flat, but, you know, a nice smooth curve.
Smooth penguin.
Smooth. Always go for a smooth penguin. This isn't vital, but it's just a little extra thing that helps
you
it.
can do.
Yes. So there's the head.
If it helps towards perfection, then we're there.
There's the head. So I'll pop that to one side and start on the body.
I wonder if this is strange for this penguin to see this one being made. Geraldine says, "Good morning, Joe, Natasha. Got the black and grey packs last time." Oh, the grey, the baby penguin pack.
Yeah.
Love that. You are so clever, Joe. You demonstrate them so well. Natasha, what about Poppy or Beck? Nice.
Nice.
Beck the penguin.
Beck is a great name.
Yes.
Sounds a bit like Peck. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think they're quite well behaved, though. I'm not sure that they would do Peck. You're getting the whole kit. Do you want to see the instructions again, actually? Because, yes, we've got Joe here, and you can watch the show back, and you can follow and sew step by step. But do not fear, because you get simple instructions. I love our instructions. Because, firstly, they're printed on really nice quality paper. I love a nice bit of quality paper.
They are beautifully done.
Well, it's actually cardstock. But it is step by step, literally step by step, super easy. So you can see the bits that we've done already. We sewed that on together. That was the first thing we did. Then we sewed on the beak. We sewed on the bottom of the beak. We sewed those all together. Shows you how to do the clipping so that you don't have any excess material in the beak. And so it goes on. All the detail is in there. We've just, which bit have we just done? And now this is here. This is all the bits that you need to cut out. So these are your templates. So when you've got it, you can make multiple penguins. The kit itself, you can make at least 2 penguins out of.
You'll have plenty of the stomach and the beak fabric left over.
So it's only if you've got, you know, maybe you want to do another colour then. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Awesome. Right, next, the wing. We're on to the wing.
Wings and feet next, so they're ready to go in. The wings, 2 pieces. And when you're cutting out toy patterns, usually the pieces won't be symmetrical. So when you've cut, if you need 4, cut 2 out the same way and then turn your template over to mark out and cut out the remaining 2. So these are 2 mirror image pieces, right sides together. So I'll sew them together around the sides. And you want to get a little bit of a,
Bit of a swoop.
Yes, a bit of a swoop, a bit of a point in there just to get a bit of shape. You want to bring it in a little bit just so you get that bit of shape.
Can we show that? I don't know if we can see that. There. So that's the line that you want to get. Of course, if you've got your tailor's chalk, you can just mark it on there just to give you something to work.
It really helps actually to follow.
Yeah, great. Hey, let's give you some tools actually that we've used today, because that's going to help if you're thinking, oh, actually, you know, I could do with some tailor's chalk. Tailor's chalk, I think it's like £1.45 or something ridiculous. Yeah, look at that. £1.45. FSGQ84 for your hemline tailor's chalk triangles. You get 3 colours. You get the blue, the red and the white. So depending on what colour fabric, it will always show up. We've had an email from a customer asking for... What about the mat? I love this mat. This is the double-sided one. This is our biggest mat that we stock, and it's brilliant because you can cut everything on it. It's 23 inches. So if you're cutting, if you've got your material folded selvage to selvage, and you cut off the selvage, and then you're cutting it in your strips like we did in the earlier show, you've got it on the shorter side. You've got enough, let alone on the wide side. You've got inches one side, you've got centimetres the other. It's a great mat. You've got your 45 degrees, 60 degrees. It's all on there. 30 degrees. It's all in there. So if you're after this, it's on the website, and it's the 34 by 23 inch mat, and it will be up in inches because we have to do that. Oh, hang on, it's on the web. There we go. There it is on the web. Let me show you. There it is. So the code that you will need is OVGQ47. Who was that for, producer Paul? Oh, it was an email. There we go. Right, I spy some notches that are going to happen.
Yes, the very first one you need to clip into that internal corner. Just a straight snip, just to help that turn round.
Okay. Oh, it was Beryl. Beryl, I hope that helps with the mat.
I have one of these, this size.
They're great, aren't they?
On
They
my
just
sewing
protect your
table.
table.
They do. And I don't even have to, when I want to use the rotary cutter, I don't even have to think, it's just there.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the easy thing, isn't it, about it? In fact, I have 2 because my son has one. And my old one, I cut up and put into his desk, so it just slots into his little desk.
Perfect.
So that he can be as messy as he wants, doesn't matter, he's not going to wreck it. Love these. Do love these.
I have a travel one in case I'm sewing on the go as well.
Oh, with the fold-up one?
Well, no, just a smaller one.
Have you seen the fold-up one, though?
I've not... So
we do a fold-up one on the website, and you fold it in half. So you get a big one, and then it folds up into a smaller size, so you can just pop it in your, when you're off on a workshop.
Well, I like to, as John laughs at me for, I like to take my sewing machine on holiday. So I have my travel...
And take photos of it and put it on social media. We've all seen them.
Yeah. Well, in my defence, my mum's worse. She takes her overlocker. That was.
Oh, does she?
She does.
So actually, you two are the perfect ones to go on holiday together, because then you've got your sewing machine and your overlocker.
Exactly.
Oh, who's this from? Tracy in Coventry says, "Hi, love everything Jo does. She is fantastic." Any chance of a whale to go with the penguin, which I bought last time? We've done a whale.
We have done a whale.
Yeah.
Do we need to... I see... I could
We'll
do a range of...
Yes.
Because they're all sort of Arctic-y type creatures are beautiful.
Yes.
Polar bear.
So in answer, Tracy, yes, we have already done a whale. Maybe we should redo the whale. Oh, and producer Paul says, please check out your basket so that you're not disappointed, so that you get everything that you need. Now, this, yes, this is where we get the detailing on the wing. Now, you'll notice on the wing on the penguin, it's slightly different to the wing that Jo's got there, because this one has got that detail there. And you're going to put that in, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to do that now. I'll give this a little press quickly so that... so I notched it. I mean, it's in the instructions, just all the curves, just so you do get a nice or as smooth as possible. I'm going to give that a little press.
Thank you. There we go.
Thank you. And then just to create this little channel, just a bit of division. It also, if you have that in, it just slims down the bottom of the wings.
Right, I'm with
well.
you.
So it's sort of dual purpose. And then just following that sort of curve, just a small line of stitches.
Nice.
And I will reverse backwards and forwards just to make sure at either end.
Hold it in place.
Just to make sure they don't come out.
Now, of course, your collective penguin noun, a waddle of penguins. I like that. That makes me happy. Or a raft if they're in the water.
So
we were very taken with that.
It's not the neatest job in the world here, please.
That's right.
But just get the idea.
If everybody checks out, then he's sold out. Just in this one, Okay, that's all right. So if you're after any of the other colours, then that's good. We've still got pink, although very, very popular in the pink as well. Let's give you the pink graphics. That's going to help. A parcel of penguins, I'm being told. When is it a parcel of penguins? What do they have to be doing? Do they have to be all sort of notched in together to be a parcel of penguins? Or that we're finding out. We're finding out about all of these different collective nouns. And who knew that they could have so many? So if you're after the pink penguin, pick up a pink penguin. 1895 MPGC 21. This is the kit. You're getting everything that you need and more, quite frankly. Oodles and oodles. You get your thread to match, you get your embroidery skein, you get 1/2 metre of each of the fabrics, so you can make 2 penguins there. MPGC 21. Nice.
It is.
Right, so we've done the wing.
So I'm going to stuff the wing now.
Yes.
And leaving the top sort of a generous finger width, maybe 1 inch, 2 centimetres to 2.5 centimetres. That sort of area free just makes it easy when you're joining it later, and also helps it to be a little bit flappier. Doesn't make it stick out rigidly.
It'd be, I want it relaxed. Yeah, no, you don't want, it's like those muscle builders, and they've got, these great big shoulders, and they sort of, there's so much muscle, they sort of can't get their arms down. But he's not like that. Muscle builders. Muscle Builder Beach. There's a beach, isn't there, in America, where they all sort of go to work out on the beach, apparently.
Yes, to be seen. And
to be seen. To be seen to be muscular. I'm not there. Okay.
So that's a wing done. I've just basted the end together just to hold everything in place, and it also keeps these edges lined up. One doesn't slip when you come to sew it in later. It does
it's
help.
making life easy.
It is.
So base that wing.
So I'll go on to a foot.
Oh, no, yeah, now the feet. We only touched upon the feet very, very quickly last time. Let's have a look. This is how the foot is going to be when it's folded in half and stitched.
It is a really simple piece. Just fold it over and sew along either side.
You show. There we go.
So that's the piece.
Ooh.
Okay.
There you go.
And it folds over that way, like that, and just sew down either side, leaving this top end open. And that's the foot. Turn it the right way out then and pop some stuffing in to end up like that one.
But hang on, that's not what we've got here.
It's not. A little bit of toe stitch. That's my official term for it. A little bit of toe stitching at the end.
Spot of toe stitching. Why not? What day is it today? Wednesday?
Bit of Wednesday toe stitching.
Because you can.
And with a lot of toys, it's the finishing details that really help to personalise them, give them a little bit of character.
When do you do the toe stitching then? When does that happen?
Right at the very end.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Hand finishing.
Oh, that's hand done, is it?
It is.
All details, of course, in your instructions. It's coming fully instructioned up. There he is. And, of course, you can get this in pink. And, we asked for pink. We asked for pink, you asked for pink, so we brought you pink. Do you want to see the pink very quickly? Hang on. I'm just going to... Shall I just bring it over? And then I'm always going to have it to show you. Here we go. Hi. Okay. So, with the pink, bearing in mind you're getting 1/2 metre of each, so you're getting a huge amount. Woohoo! So you've got that for your tummy, because you've got your polka dot tummy. This is going to be a very much a loved toy, isn't it? This is going to be one that's kept and kept and kept. So that's your darker pink for the body, that's your tummy, and then look, you see you've got your thread there, and then that's for your facial details, and then that 1/2 metre there is for your beak, your feet, and your chest details. Now, the last time that we bought the penguin, he sold out in 6 minutes. Have we still got the one with the pumpkin beak? We've still got the pumpkin beak, so we've still got a couple of those left. So if you want the pumpkin beak one, which just means that you get a textured orange, normal black, normal white, but we can't guarantee, unless you check out your basket, we cannot guarantee your order. So if you're after the black and white one with the linear textured beak, then the details there on your screen, QLGC25. Please do make sure you don't miss out on whichever colour option you're going for.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this one has the linear texture, white. I love a fabric that from a distance,
yes,
it looks solid, or you don't get the detail until you're up close.
Nice. Right, we've got 5 minutes left.
Right, I best scoot because...
12 minutes left. Oh, that's all right. Phew, I thought you said 5. I was okay, next up, chest.
So that's the foot. It turns the right way out. A little bit of stuffing, base of the end closed. You want 2 of those. That's how they look when they're finished.
There we go. So, sew it, turn it, stuff it, basted along there. Excellent. Next up, the chest.
The chest. Now these pieces here look like they're symmetrical, but they're not quite. But there's a marker on the top, so you know the mark on the pattern piece is the neck edge. So they just fit across there and sew them straight across. So I'll do that one.
So this is your chest detailing up here that we're doing. Lovely. Did we ever decide what make of penguin this one was? Is he just your common or garden penguin, or does he have a specific name?
I don't know.
What type of penguin? Can we find out what sort of penguin he is? Yeah, they're on it upstairs. So backwards and forwards. Or do you need to
A little press might be a good idea on that one. Do you want to?
Oh, if it's got the orange bit, it's a king penguin.
Ah.
Sharon's messaged in. Oh, Shan. Hello, Shan. Sorry. She says, good morning, Natasha and Joe. Good morning to you. She said, Patch for his name.
Oh. And that, because he's got little eye patches as well.
There you go.
I'll just work on one half of the body for the sake of time. I'm just going to join, this is the back body piece.
Yes.
Along there. So this is...
sew that together.
Yes.
So this now starts to come together very quickly, doesn't it?
It does. Once you've got all the bits to join in. Probably the most time-consuming, stuffing the wings and doing that little bit of detail.
I always find the stuffing takes far longer than I think it's going to. Stock warning! The one on the screen, if everybody checks out the basket, it's gone. Okay, so if you want it, please check out your basket. I can't guarantee it anymore. Please do check out your baskets. Make sure you've got him. $18.95, QLGC25. If you love him, grab him, is what we say.
There we go. And I would, at this point, do the other side and sew them together along the tummy edge.
Down the tummy, right. Okay.
What did I do? The wing. And then, at that point, it's time to baste the wings in place.
Okay.
And there are markers to line up, so you get the wing in the right place. But basically, this seam is full centrally.
The instructions are incredibly clear. They are...
it's step by step, each bit. All of this should be covered.
So by the time that you've watched the show and then you get your instructions, you are good to go. So here he is. See, very easy, you know exactly who you're looking at there. And then step by step, you see, even down to where you need to take your little notches out. That's what we like. Which bit to do with what. And then step by step, even how to do the toes. There, that's how to do your hand toe stitching. That sounds weird. And then all of your templates there, so you can make multiple penguins. Awesome. What's next? Oh, toe time.
Just pop a foot in.
Up on a foot. I know the toe's easy to just hand stitch.
They are. I'll go on to that now because I've got one. The only thing, once this is basted together, so the head across the top edge, and when it should all open out, so you can join the head. I often like to match up the centre and work out from the centre. You can do it all in one go.
I like that idea because then you don't get them a bit wonky. Oh, Eileen in the Scottish Borders says, hi Natasha and Joe, Captain Birdseye for a name because they process fish. Lol, says Eileen. Yes.
Does look like a captain.
He does. We like.
The base.
Yes.
This corner falls at this point.
Yes.
And needle in, pivot everything around.
Right.
If I start at the back and sew it around, you can pin first. But if it gets a bit much, stop here, and you could leave your opening, your turning opening along this edge if you want, and sew the back closed.
Okay.
I like to go all the way around and sew along the back, but if it's easier,
up to you.
Yes.
Up to you.
Right.
See, we call my dad Captain Birdseye because he looks a little bit like, he looks like a slim version of Captain Birdseye, which means that my dad now, my son now calls my dad Captain Barry.
Captain Barry. Captain Barry Birdseye. And we never found out Captain Birdseye's real name. Maybe.
No, maybe it was Barry. Maybe it was, in fact, Barry. Who knows? It could be. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, yeah, no. You know, we said this last time. It looks like he's got a monocle. I do want to do one with a monocle.
I might have to do this one with a monocle. It'd look great, wouldn't it?
You know what you could do? If you did the monocle, then you could get a little bit of the eau de coat, so that it had, like, because it has a glossy effect if you put a couple of layers on, so that it would then have a gloss.
It looked like it was a proper glass monocle,
but without the safety. Yes. We've got 4 minutes.
Okay, I'll go on to the shaping. This one, I like to stuff the head and work on the features like that, because you can go in through the back, not the end of your thread, bring your needle in through the back, and it's held inside, so you don't have to worry about securing that. Draw on the eyes, I find easiest with a water erasable pen.
Yes.
You can get rid of later. And when I'm doing an eye, I just back stitch a circle.
Oh, okay.
And fill it in.
Do you fill it in just with a satin stitch, just backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards?
Yes, and also if you don't like that, if the eye's not turning out the shape you quite like, you can just add a few extra stitches here and there and shape it. Because, see, this one's quite raised, but that looks quite good for an eye.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm not going to fill this eye in, but if you can see on the finished penguin, it's sort of, the eyes are pulled in a little bit.
If you're squeamish, look away now.
Yes, I go forward and sort of backwards between the eyes, like this. I know it does look a bit... and just... backwards again to the first. This is in the pattern. A little bit of face shaping. Oh, there you go. And just pull them together.
Paul likes him without the eye being filled in.
Oh, a little... it does look quite nice, actually.
Yeah, I think it could work.
So if you do some internal stitches there and just pull them in, it just gives it that little bit of shape to the eyes, a little bit more character.
Yeah, you can see, can't you? Oh, that's lovely.
And it's the same with the beak. Oh.
There he is, with all of his detailing in there. So that's how it's gone. He's gone from flat to a bit of shape. But then also with the beak, there's shaping on the beak as well, isn't there?
There is. I'll do this really hastily.
Okay.
But it's just to give the idea. And again, it's in the pattern.
Lots of you going for the pink as well. So $18.95. Lots of you got it in your basket. If you've got it in your basket, please check it out. We're reaching that stage. Please do check out. I don't want anybody missing out. But I am pleased that we managed to bring enough this hour.
Yes,
that it didn't sell out in like 2 minutes flat. Now, how do we do this?
I'm just doing this really hastily, so you will see the knot and whatnot, but there we go. About 1 centimetre in from the edge of the beak. Bring your thread up to the same point, 1 centimetre in, on the bit of the beak above. Yeah. So bring that up and then back in. Don't make these stitches too small, otherwise they might pull a hole.
Oh, okay, right.
But if you do it in coordinating thread, and you pull them in, you don't see them anyway. And back up again. And just give that a little pull. It just brings the corner of the beak, just brings them together a bit and just gives it a little bit more of a smiley sort of a look. But all toys have this internal shaping. No,
I love it. It's demystifying things. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Thank you, Jo. I'm going to go and show everybody all the different kits. So we've got the pink penguin, $18.95. MPGC 21. So have both the black and white kits, have they sold out now? pretty much. Please check out your basket. If in doubt, give our call centre a call, 0800 112 4433. It is free to do so. The pink, we still have MPGC 21 1895. Now, lots of you have got that in your basket. Please do check out your basket. At the moment, we can guarantee the order for the pink, but not for much longer. He's going to look lovely in the pink. Hey, and okay, can I ask, because we haven't got one of the pink ones made up, when you get it home and you make it, can you send us in a photo of your made up pink? We'd love to see.
Okay. And to do the other side, I go through the bottom of the beak as well and just give that a little bit of a gentle pull together. Okay. That can create a little bit of a shape in the bottom of the beak.
Oh, yeah. It does give him that extra... Oh, I just think he's gorgeous.
But you don't have to do these if you like the beak as it is when it's finished. I mean, leave it like that.
Doesn't matter. Oh, I just think he's fab. And you at home have been absolutely loving the penguin. And then the bright orange, this is the bright orange that so many of you have got. We think that's sold out now. Just updating our system so that we can tell you. But it's always worth just giving a call. 0800 112 4433. Oh, hello, we're going in with some toe detailing.
This is a different colour, but just to show, secure the thread. Bring it up. And it's just 2 stitches that go over the foot.
Okay, it's like a bow, isn't it, almost?
It does, it creates that sort of look, that shape, doesn't it? And then just pull it tight, do the same, and then go across and do the other side. And it just does just give that little division between little bits of toe detail.
I like it a lot. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I can't believe that we're out of time again.
It flies.
It does, doesn't it?
It really does.
These
unlike those
don't fly, obviously. Well, they've flown out the building, but not as you'd think. Pink is there still, 1895, MPGC 21. You're going to be back with us at 11 o'clock with a brand new
pattern.
Mice. Mm-hmm. Not just one mouse, a family of mice. Do you want to see? Look at them! Oh, look at their little feet and their gorgeous ears. That's coming up in an hour. Love them. It's about the only type of mouse that I can cope with.
Yes, I'm not a big fan of them in the wild, shall we say.
Loose. So we will see you... Well, we'll see you back in an hour's time. Okay. Lucy is up next, where we're making a star mini quilt. So don't go anywhere, stay tuned, grab a cup of tea and join us in just a few moments where we shall do a spot of quilting. See you in a bit.
Join us on Facebook. Simply search for The Sewing Quarter and like our page for the latest news and more.
It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78. Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
The Sewing Quarter website is simple and easy to use. You can view a live broadcast of the show on our homepage. Get instant access to our online shop, which has a wide range of wonderful products for you to choose from. You can also enjoy a selection of projects and guides which we have on offer to help you enhance your skills and gain valuable tips. Watch the live shows and you can buy the product which is currently being shown on air. You can even message the studio to ask our presenters or team any questions you might have. Below, you'll find all the products from today's show for you to look at and purchase. On the right of the screen, next to today's products, you will find our simple program guide listing all upcoming shows. So, join us today at sewingquarter.com. Follow us on Twitter for more inspiration, top tips, news, and share your own creations with us.
Welcome back to the Sewing Quarter on this, our Creature Comforts Day. Creatures, we've got creatures galore. We've had penguins, we've got mice coming up next hour. And comforts because we're quilting. So that's why that happened. Now, we've got two different incredible bargains, fabric collections for you today. So we're going to look at this one. This is our jewel collection, half a metre of each. Whoa! $16.95 for 3 meters of fabric. Yes, please. Yes, please. Yes, please. You're getting real purple. Fruits of the forest. Damson. It's very tasty, this, isn't it? What else are we getting in there? All sorts of other. We'll come back to that in just a minute. WRGC86. I'll get you the rest of those names. But look, this is what they're looking at. Fuchsia in there as well. Magenta, mauve mist. This is your mauve mist. So let me show you. This is how much you're getting of each. Yes, yes, yes. Half a metre. Thank you very much. $16.95. Now, whether you're quilting with it, bag making with it, crafty making with it, or anything, this is a fabulous fabric to work with. It's our Macawa Spectrum Solids. It's 100% cotton and 6 half metres. That's 3 full metres of fabric for $16.95. That's a great price by anybody's reckoning. Look at that. All of this in gorgeous colourways. So maybe you're going to use them together. You're saving nearly 20% on this, which is just brilliant. When we bundle, you save. It's as simple as that. When we bundle, you save. Now, just a warning, because I know a lot of you will be multi-buying this, and I don't blame you at all. When we do bundles like this, it's already cut. Okay, so if you're buying it thinking, oh, that's great, I'll get a continuous metre, you'll get 2 half metres. If you want a continuous length, then you have to go and buy them individually off the website and put in a quantity of 2, and that would give you a metre. So that's how that works. This you would get. So if you put in 2 in your quantity here, you will get 2 lots of those. But the colours here, this is your jewel fabric collection. So very, very gorgeous. And of course, if you've got any florals in your stash, these are the ones to add in. Absolutely lovely. We like a lot. So that's one option for you. Now, maybe you fancy something that's, well, we've called this opulent. Look at this. Now, this is going to work with all of those sort of more, I know what's the colour that sort of retro fabrics that you've got at home. It will work with that, but you've also got the greens through there as well. So if you've got florals and you want to pull through the greens, then do that. This is a warm bundle with these colours going through there. $16.95 for your opulent fabric bundle. You're going to see Lucy making a fabulous mini quilt out of these in just one moment, and you're going to see how these work absolutely beautifully together. $16.95 for this. Again, 3 meters of fabric in total, a half a meter of each. 8gen GC27 for this fabric bundle. A great one, again, to have in your stash. When you need those colours, they're there for you. Now, this is the one that Lucy's using, so let's go and have a look at exactly what she's done with it. Nice. Hey, Lucy. Hello. Good to have you back. Now,
Thank you.
we gave you a book
Yes.
and said, have a little look through there.
Yes.
Find us something that you fancy. And you said yes,
I did.
which is nice of you. Hence, you being here. Clearly. Mini Quilts is the book. How many is a mini quilt?
It varies. It really varies in size. Some mini quilts are actually reasonably big, but it's anything that you just would use as a display or, you know, as a decorative feature somewhere like on a table or something.
But you could put lots of mini quilts together, couldn't you, and get a big quilt?
Yes, and you could repeat them, you know, to make a quilt. Some of them, or you could make them into. They could be cushion fronts, you know.
Oh, nice.
Turn them into cushions.
Which is a great way to start your quilting, isn't it?
Yes.
Because it's not too daunting, not too big.
Yeah.
So out of the mini quilt book, you found this. And this is what we're making. And the colours, of course, pretty much replicate that, don't they?
Yes, we did. We stuck
And
with
that's why we put the bundle
those
together.
colours. Yes.
Nice work. So we're making this one. What's this actually called? Is this just the star? Oh, frayed star.
Frayed star.
Ooh, we've not had a frayed star
So
before.
it's using a different technique, which
Right.
is really fun. Slightly scary element to it, but not difficult at all. It's nice and easy, but there's a moment of fear in it.
Okay. We embrace the fear.
Yeah, I
here at
embrace the
Sewing Quarter.
fear.
Hey,
Yes.
look, I've done that thing of putting in my little bookmarks.
Yes.
Let me show you what else I love in this book. Yay! I've gone at least 2 hours without mentioning my dogs. Proud of myself. But look at this. You can make, and this is done with thread painting.
Yes, it's all. I mean, it's some fabric and then a lot of thread. So a lot of the design and the texture in the quilt is made by using thread.
I love him. He's pinpointed as one of my favourites. Another favourite in here. Now there's how many? Was it 30 different things and projects in here? There's
Yeah,
loads.
and it covers lots of different techniques as well, which I really like.
Including this one. Now, where did this come from? Was this?
That's a Dala horse, which is inspired by it's a
How is
Swedish.
it Swedish?
folk.
That I was thinking Denmark. I always
Yeah.
get confused with the difference.
Check
But,
it's Swedish.
so
Yeah,
yeah, no, it
Swedish.
is the Dala horse.
Yeah.
20 mini quilts.
You get little wooden horses. One of my friends collects them. They're really beautiful, so that's a nice one.
Now it's described as 20 mini quilt workshops in this book because it really is. It's step by step. And then the last one that we were looking at, where was the last one that we were looking at? Was the duck. We loved the duck as well.
Too.
I want to do the duck.
So and that's a paper piece one. So there's lots of techniques and you can work your way through it. There's trapunto, there's all kinds of applique. Trapunto where you have part of the quilt is raised up by effect. There's beautiful quilting designs in there. So it's a great way of trying out lots of different techniques
mini
as well
form.
and creating beautiful mini quilts.
Nice. So you've pre-made a little bit of this.
So
one
I've
for us.
pre-made some of it. So we're doing it, you know, step by step, but I wanted to be able to show you each step and then put the quilt together. So hopefully we'll get to do a little bit of quilting as well.
Okay.
And then it's got a slightly, a different way of doing binding, which ties in really nicely with the frayed edges of the fabric in the
So the more you love this cushion, I've already got it penned as a cushion. The more you notice, I was like, oh yes, this is where I'm going to have it. The more it's going to fray, the more it's going to look as it's designed.
If you
to
had
look.
it as a mini quilt, you know, on the wall, you could just sort of ruffle it each time you go past and get it slightly more frayed. But the technique is actually how you, some of you might be familiar with it, how you create chenille fabric. The principle is the same. So you'll see the technique as I'm working on it.
And we decided to stick with, we love the colour ways that were in the book, so we matched it as closely as we could, which is our opulent bundle. And you're getting 3 metres of fabric for $16.95, and I think opulence does describe this to a T.
And I went with more of a mustardy shade for the central star. It's a bit more brown in the book, but I went with, because this colour is another of my personal favourites.
Is it?
Yeah, so it's like a yellowy, greeny...
I
it's
love this
you
with
know,
navy, actually.
Yes, it's beautiful with navy, it is. But I particularly do like this colour. And then I thought, you know, it could be a Christmas, you know, because you've got the star in the centre as well, you could make it, you know, as part of a Christmas design,
really
a bit
striking,
brighter.
isn't it? I like. So this is your. Would this be your chosen colourway? If we had to give you any colours, would this be it?
I'm a pink. You know, I'm pink. I love pink, so I think the pink one might be my favourite.
Really?
Edging, yeah. I do love these colours, and I love this one. And the soft yellow is really nice as well. I think that's a pretty colour, but that bright pink.
The soft yellow works really nicely with this green, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it does, and emphasises the star. You'll see, you know, how that comes together as
Most
I go
popular
along.
at the moment is the pink, is the Spectrum Jewel. Not already. Oh, come on, producer Paul. We've only just started. Stock warning. Really? $16.95.
They're beautiful. They are beautiful colours.
Firstly, they're beautiful. Secondly, look at the price.
Yeah.
3 meters of fabric. WRGC 86. Please get it now. Check out your basket. It is 6.5 meters. That's 3 meters in total. That's how the maths works. Oh my goodness. Wow. We've got two different options.
So I'm going to get on with it.
Yes.
Because I want to get to the quilting bit. Because that's fun.
We don't often get to the quilty bit, do we?
And I don't want to rush the scary bit. So,
okay.
So everything that you need, obviously, is in the pattern and the instructions. It gives you all the cutting out instructions. And it's got templates in the book for some of the different quilts.
Okay.
So I've just enlarged that as according to the instructions in the book. So I've used there's 2 templates actually. I've just got that one to do the piece that I'm making.
Okay.
But there's 2, it's a mirrored image.
Yeah.
You can actually just use you can see the lines enough, you can just turn it over and just print one if you wanted to. Might possibly make things easier. And then you follow the cutting instructions and you're cutting out 5 rectangles.
Right.
So you've got all the different colours in there layered on top of one another.
This is why you need a bundle with these colours in, isn't it? Because it just works beautifully. All the instructions are in the book, step by step for you to follow. It's all in there. Obviously, you can watch Lucy back again as well, but all of the instructions are in the book. If you're after the book, then... there you go, details down the bottom, $16.95 for your mini quilts book. 20 workshops in there. I like the fact that it's a workshop because you are getting different techniques.
Yes, it's teaching you different techniques and then you can apply them to make other things as well or go on and, like you said, make it bigger. And
words I hadn't even heard of. What was the...
Trapunto.
Geppetto.
T-R-A. It's my northern accent throwing you. So we've stacked up the...
I don't need that excuse, but thanks for giving it to me anyway.
So we've stacked up the layers of fabric and we're going to be cutting the template from this. But the first thing that we need to do is draw some lines on.
Oh, hello, Creative Grid. Where did you find this little sneaky
This is
one?
a really I picked this one out
because
it's the perfect. Well, it's a little bit bigger, but it's perfect for this project. And it's a 12.5, which is a lot of standard quilt blocks are. Well, that's the size of one of the standards of quilt blocks, so a 12.5 inch block, which gives a 12-inch finished block.
And also if you're working with 2 lots of 6.5 inches, that's going to give you a 12-inch finish as well, isn't it?
So with the 12.5, if you need borders on a block or anything like that, you can do that with it really easily. And it's 6.5 by 12.5, which is just...
It's a handy
really
little
good
one.
measurement.
I know that you can't necessarily get all of the creative grids all at once, but as and when you can afford to grab them, then build up your stash. This is a really handy little size. It's not like having to use the great big ones, which might be the first one that you get because it's this is easier to use. It's horses for courses.
The longer one's great because you're cutting the length of the strip.
They're
the brilliant.
Purposes, yeah.
This one is perfect. I made myself a sewing kit bag, and it just fits perfectly in that bag. So if you are somebody that goes to classes and things like that, this is a great one to have. So I've got the washable, wipeable pen. So I'm just going to draw lines. We are going to be I'm going to be stitching on those lines anyway.
Yep,
and
I'm not let loose on the sewing machine today.
No, when I was making these up, I was putting it this way and finding the 2.5, and then I went, just turn it over, Lucy. So you've got those half measurements there as well with this one, so you can easily draw. So it's 2.5 from the top, and then we draw 1.5 inch lines going down. So I do 4 of those.
So this is the joy again with this ruler. You've got inches marked, and then if you spin it around, you've got 1.5 inches. So the black, the numbers on black are the 1.5 inch ones. It's very clever. Again, Creative Grids just know what they're doing. Instructions all in the book. $16.95 gets you the book. It's by Jodie Davis and Jane Davis. Are they related? Possibly.
I would imagine so.
I like the fact it's workshops, not just, you know. I need to know. I need to know if they're related.
So what I'm going to do is just pin the layers of fabric to hold it together as I sew.
Oh yeah, daughter and, well, stepmom and daughter.
Ah,
nice. I love that they're working together to create books and beautiful things. Oh, hang on, what's going on here?
I'm going to be sewing this, but it's worth just checking before you sew your lines that though all the lines are meeting up with your template. I would just check that.
Whoa.
Yes.
Hang on a minute. You're sewing through all...
I'm sewing down the lines.
Is this the scary bit?
No. Oh. But before I sew on the lines, I want to just check. Do you see what I mean? So I've not sewn them and then go, oh, it doesn't match up. So it's just worth checking. It should do, because it's all the measurements are there for you. But I like to always be safe.
No, I'm with you.
I'm literally just going to sew...
It's exciting.
Across those lines through all the layers.
I've never seen one done like this. Oh, I'm all right. Producer Paul's shouting in my ear. Stop warning, saying stop warning. If you are after the jewel, please make sure that you've checked out your basket to make sure that you've got it. It's $16.95. If you check out your basket now, you will get it. If you leave it any longer, I cannot get. Oh no. As in of now, I can't guarantee it. Please check out your basket. If you want it, check out your basket. WRGC86. I can't guarantee it now. You've got to be quick. Gosh, it's busy today. Super busy today. Yeah, just make sure that you grab it. And of course, if you're going for the opulent one, which is the one that we're working with, again, having these greens in your stash, they work beautifully together. Quite autumnal, actually, these colours, I think. But also, you're going to be able to pick out those greens to then work with some of your florals as well. Those reds, those rich, warm reds. Lovely. Oh, sewed through all of those.
I have. Just checking I've put the colours right. I think I have. See in a minute.
Do we just double check anything there?
Well, if it's wrong, isn't it? I think I've done it right. You just want to, as you're doing each section, you want to layer up your colours in the same way. So you've always got them the same.
It's a different way of doing things, isn't it? I don't know how we're doing this, so I can't help, I'm afraid. Is your colour... Oh, yes, no, it is. Yeah, no, you are right.
So they're all stacked up, yeah.
So you've got the green, and then you've got that soft yellow, and then you've got that deep red, and then the softer green, and then that burnt orange. Yeah. That's the order it's going in.
So I don't need to worry about stopping and starting or anything. We're going to be cutting, you know, cutting some of this fabric away anyway. So long as we've got the lines sewn on there, that's okay.
Can I just show that underneath so you can see, because you can really see the colours there, how that's been sewn. Just straight lines. Is that the quilt? Is that a quilting bit? I mean, I don't understand.
No, that's not the quilting bit.
Oh, okay.
That's just the making the block bit.
Ooh. Kay's emailed in. Thank you very much, Kay. She's just tuned in. She's taking a break from what's she writing? Her creative writing, is it assignment or dissertation? Oh, her end of year assignment. Oh. Hey. She wants the mini quilt book. You can get it. It's $16.95. Details down the bottom there. OJMZ73. So not only can you get creative with your writing, you can get creative with your quilting.
Yes.
With 20 workshops.
It's important to have a break when you're studying.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And a cup of tea
you
and a
need
biscuit.
a bit of a break. So I'm just lining up the edge of the ruler with the edge of the template there. I've lined it up so the lines are following the line. So the lines on the template following the lines of stitching, and then I'm going to cut the shape out.
Right.
And you're just doing one at a time. In fact, I'm going to do it on this because then I can just spin it around.
Oh, I love this little piece of kit. This is our swivelly cutting mat, rotating, not swivelly.
I was just
thinking, already hear producer Paul saying it's not.
I was just thinking then in my mind, oh, I've got to move the block and the paper's going to move, and then I remembered I requested this, so that makes life easier.
So why are we using this? Just so that it makes life easy?
Yeah, just so it makes life easier. So I'm just going to not quite line that up. I'm going through it quite quickly because I want to show everybody how it comes together. But obviously it is all written out in the book for you, so you can see.
So of course your swivelly mat, rotating. Stop calling it swivelly. Rotating mat. Sorry, that's a note to myself. Your rotating mat here coming into its own, so that you don't have to move things and jog things or anything like that, so that everything stays where it needs to be, and then you get the best that you can possibly. So here we go.
Exactly.
There it is.
I just hold down the paper when I'm moving
Hey, watch it swivel.
Ruler.
I'm very taken with this.
It is fantastic.
It's like a lazy Susan, but for quilting.
Yes, exactly.
When it's not in use, just pop your snacks on it and then just keep spinning it around for that. Just an idea. You've got to have snacks while you're snacks while you're working. Keep your strength up. Do you have a snack of choice whilst you work?
I tend not to.
Really?
Yeah, and I have to
You're
remind myself to eat because I get so carried away.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I never need reminding.
And then I think, oh no.
If you want this rotating mat, aka swivelly mat, it's $32.95. It's a great piece of kit. It's from Olfa, our sewing quarter. She said.
So now we've got that piece. And
ooh.
now is the slightly
scary bit. I don't really
scary
understand what
bit.
we're about to do. So is this where we just snip bits out?
So we have to snip bits out. Now it's easier than some techniques because you've got a little area to put your scissors into. So you're not pinching the fabric and cutting it like you might do if you were doing a plique or other techniques. So you can get your scissors into the side bit there where you've not stitched, and then you're going to cut your pieces out.
Okay, so it's all in the book. Look, Lucy's doing this bit here in the book. So we've done all the other bits and bobs, and then we're down to the cutting bit here. So you can see it's very clear in the book, and all the bits that all the step-by-step bits that we've just done, all up there. More stock warnings of the fabric. Dual fabric's gone. Gone. The opulence, very, very low stock. Please grab it. Please don't be. Only a handful left. If you check out your basket now, then it's sold out. Please make sure that you get it. Do not be disappointed. That's a lot of fabric there, looking very lovely.
It is. So when I did the first one, I was a bit terrified. And you just want to focus on the colour order that you're working with, if you like. So you could actually colour on your paper template to help remind you which layers you're working with. So for the first one, we're just cutting out the first layer, and you're just cutting and leaving about 1/4 of an inch away from where you've sewn.
Do you measure that or not?
No. I don't have time for such things. So you just cut it, and it's going to fray anyway. So if it isn't perfectly straight,
of course,
it really doesn't
matter. So don't be afraid.
And then you repeat it on the other side.
You'll notice the absolute silence.
I know, because I'm really focused.
Well, no, I know that you're a little bit nervous about this.
The next
so I'm a bit nervous for you.
The next one, you do 2 layers of fabric. Okay, so you just repeat. You're just cutting down. It's easy in that the scissors go underneath the fabric. That makes it very easy.
If I get this wrong, have I got enough fabric in the bundle to go again?
Yes.
Okay. Grab the bundle. Grab the bundle. We've got left and right-handed versions
maybe
of these.
one. You might want to get 2 bundles if you're really worried. I might just trim that a little bit better.
Now, let's have a look. We've got Fiskars general purpose scissors, which is the ones that you're using here now. They are fabulous for fabric. These are the right-handed versions. They're 16.45, but we've also got the left-handed scissors as well. And again, you know, we've said they are general purpose. That's what they're called. They're great for fabrics, but then if you want to use them for general purpose, then they're absolutely fine for that too. There you go. There's your left-handed. And same scissors, just for your left-handed. Those that are left-handed amongst you. 16.45. You're right-handed, aren't you?
Yes, but I requested that we put left-handed in as well because my daughter's left-handed. Not that she's going to be using them; she's only little. Well, she does, but with guidance. But not on fabric.
She doesn't do that show prep
not
for
quite
you yet.
No, not yet. But yeah, I tried cutting with her scissors, and it's really, really difficult. It makes life much easier for left-handed people to have left-handed
my son
scissors.
hasn't decided if he's left or right-handed yet. He still uses both. So we just don't know which way it's going to go. He's got to decide. You can't force him, can you?
No, you absolutely can't. So with each one, you're cutting an extra layer away.
True.
So you can see for that final one, it was all those 4 layers.
Are you keeping those?
Have been cut away.
You keep them for anything?
You could if you wanted to.
Stuffing.
Or maybe, for like card making or something decorative. But I think other than that,
no.
Possibly not.
Yay! This is great. So then that goes on to this. That is going to... Hang on.
Keep going. There you are.
That way.
That's it.
Yay!
So the next thing I'm going to do is sew...
That looks fab.
Yeah.
Hey, can I bring that into the middle so we can see that?
Yes.
Woo! Doesn't that look good? Now, obviously, that's been sewn together, which is why it's not coming in exactly the same size. Awesome.
Yeah, because as you sew it together, you're losing a quarter inch.
That's really
half an
good.
inch.
That's like a big placemat.
Yes.
If you've got a big plate, or you want to have a placemat and drink.
Yeah, or something in the centre of your table.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So then we're sewing these bits together.
Yep.
And then we'll sew that bit, and then we'll sew those. So because now at this point I'm going through 10... I'm not all the way because I've cut things out, but in sections of it, right down there at the end, you're going through all the layers.
Do I need a different needle?
It does. I would use a thicker needle and put your walking foot on, because otherwise you're going to struggle to get it all the way through. So if you line your points up,
how exciting!
And you can just check that the lines of your stitching are going to line up as you pull it back.
Yeah.
Check that those are meeting. It is a bit tricky because you've not got the stability that you have there in every section. But it's the sort of thing where if it was a tiny bit off, once you've got the fraying and everything, you're not really going to notice. I would use a coordinating thread, which you can have any fabric be the top fabric. You can layer them in any order that you like. So I could have had a red star in the centre or a green star in the centre. But so whichever one is going to be your central one, you want to coordinate your thread with that fabric that's on top, because that's the colour that you're stitching on. Are you with me?
Yes, no, I'm with you.
So
we have here it is. We've got a coordinating thread bundle. Now this is going to work perfectly. If you manage to get the jewel, then this is going to work an absolute treat. This is a Lucy Brennan producer Paul recommendation here. Now this is your French cotton. Look at that. So actually, although saying that, you've got the greens and the oranges, haven't you, which work with this. If you got either kit, it'll work, because you've got the pinks and the purples from the other kit, and then you've got that orange and the green from this. Nice.
That's why we
is.
picked. That's exactly why.
Oh, that's exactly why you did it. Oh well, that's the brains behind it.
Smart cookies we are.
You are. You're good. £8.95. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seven of those in there. KQGQ95. I'm learning you can never have enough thread.
Never.
All the colours. I want them all. I also want the book. Maybe you do too. I wouldn't blame you. It's really rather lovely. Do you want us to
I'm just going to sew down with a 1/4 inch seam.
Okay.
So all the way down, just like you would. I'm going to go
as you do,
just like you do. So I'm going to go backwards at the start, and then I'm going to increase my stitch length slightly.
Why?
On this machine, it automatically defaults to a 1.8.
Okay.
For patchwork, but I don't need such tiny stitches because this is going to hold together. I don't want to go too quickly because I'm working with a bias edge as well, so I don't want to distort as I'm going along, and I just can check as I'm going that those lines are matching up, which they are. You can pin, obviously, if you want to, but you need to be mindful when you're pinning of where there are lots of layers, because it might be a little bit tricky. So I've done that.
Hey.
Not bad.
Not bad. Try and relax.
That's okay. And then...
not bad, that's
I'm
brilliant.
going to press that open.
Okay.
Okay. I have forgotten I should have trimmed off that bottom portion. It is in the book, but I've forgotten to do that. So the centre, so I might just snip that out.
Why'd you have to
a
trim
little
off
bit?
that bit?
Just so that in the centre you haven't got lots of bulk.
Oh.
But it's only one bit, so I'll forgive myself.
Right.
So I'm just going to press the seam open on this one.
Oh, we've got a message. Marie says, "Morning, Natasha and Lucy. Loving the show. Managed to get a box of each in readiness for my staycation in June. Wishing you all the best." If that's the Marie I think it is, you've got a lot planned for your staycation. If it's the person I think it is. Now, this is the book that all of this came from. Within here, it's described as 20 quilt workshops. I like the fact that it's workshops because they're going to take you by the hand and give you those step-by-steps. So you're going to learn all sorts of new skills if you work your way through the book. Lots of delightful things in here. What you need to know. It's very easily laid out, very carefully laid out. For each of the projects, it will give you, if I can just get there. Oh, it gives you lots of different techniques. Where's it? Where's the projects? Not that I'm, impatient. Oh, making mini quilts. Here we go. This is your picky piecing. But you see, sorry, Lisa, I'm completely in your way, but I've got a book.
No, it's fine. I'm just going to trim this back.
And it takes you, with photographs as well, step by step as to how to do it. There's the dog. Love the dog. And it shows you how to do that stitching. I would have known how to do the stitching. It's fab. Then look at that one. I love that. It's ever so nice, isn't it? This is the quilt that we're making today, and you've seen that how this does show you step by step how easily that is to make, that how easily that comes together. Look at that, ever so pretty. And so this is your Hawaiian gone modern. Look at that. Isn't that decadent? You could use some of those beautiful ones. Oh, now this is about finding art that maybe your kids have done and turning it into a quilt. So lots of ideas here. Lovely sense of achievement as you go, oh, look at that. Oh, what were the silhouettes called? Cameos. Mm-hmm. Cameos. A horse cameo. That would be amazing. I need another horse so that I can do all 4 patches. What a great reason to get another horse.
Any excuse,
darling. I need another horse so that I could quilt them. That sounds wrong, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, look at this. Oh, look, it seems to be got carried away. Sorry, Lucy.
No,
you
you're
need to.
all right, don't worry.
£16.95 gets you 20 workshops. Well, I guess actually once you've learnt how to cameo, it's not just horses you can cameo. You could do your dogs. You could do all sorts, couldn't you?
Yeah, and that's exactly.
You could do your children.
It is really inspirational. In all the projects, there are things you think, oh, I could do.
I could do.
Yes.
I could do.
Yes, which is marvellous. So I'm just going to trim the dog ears off from the corners there.
Hey, this rotating mat, love it.
And then...
I do love this rotating mat. It's just making life so easy, isn't it? You're not having to rearrange your fabric or anything like that.
No, it's very easy. It's easy to move around.
Rather than, trying to cut at an odd angle.
Yes, much safer than you shouldn't ever.
Because how many times you just think, oh, well, rather than move everything and reposition it,
you should always be cutting away from yourself. I mean, you can sort of angle, but you don't ever want to be angling towards yourself or somebody else.
Get your rotating mat, and then you won't be. You'll be safe at all times. £32.95. YWGQ48.
And for accuracy, that's why I like having the rotating mat, because you're not having to lift the pieces of fabric and move them. The fabric stays where it is.
You don't want to disturb that fabric, do you? Especially with something like this.
Yeah. So those are. That's the second half. Okay. So I'm going to sew those. What would happen together.
If you could? Because you could do them so they all went into the middle, couldn't you? And you'd get a completely different look.
Yes, that's it's called a spider's web.
Ah.
You see, so you'd be creating, like a spider's web.
Nice.
Yeah, which I very nearly did.
Oh, did you? By accident or? Oh, right. Okay. I mean, by design.
Yeah, I did. Because just in my mind, it would go smaller to the centre.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
I realised, no, I'm making a star, concentrate. So when I'm...
Behave yourself.
Yeah, when I'm putting these together, I'm just matching up in the corner, and then I'm matching this seam. And that's the important bit, really, is that diagonal seam. So as you're pulling it back, that's
would
lined
you pin
up.
It to make sure that it was all...
Yes, so that you get nice... points in the centre where the star meets. She says, hopefully. I've not done that very well. I'm going to readjust.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Might work.
Fine. You never know.
Yeah.
So just do that, and then I might just put a pin in the corner as well, just to keep that in place. But I have got quite a lot of bulk in the seams, so I'm okay just pinning a little bit further away, so I'm not distorting it.
Ooh. Now, if you missed out on any of our fabric bundles, we had fabric bundles in the birth hour, didn't we? And we still have, the blue and pink from the first hour. So if you wanted that one from the first hour, if you're after fabric today at a great price, this is just $11.70. Now this is a linen effect on the coral and the navy there, which is a lovely effect, and the finish on this material is just beautiful. QXGC08, £11.70 for 1.5 meters. This is this isn't our Spectrum Solid. This is one with this linen effect on there. QXGC08. I know so much has sold out today. We did bring as much as we could. So apologies if you missed out. Well done if you managed to get it. You just got to be in it to win it, haven't you?
You have. So I'm just going to whiz round and just
press
that seam.
If you want thread that's going to match, we've got it. We've got it sorted. So you're going to get 7 spools of thread there for $8.95. KQGQ95. Oh yeah. Nice, isn't it? I like these colours. This is the French collection, isn't it? Oh, the French cottage. Yes. I love it.
So now I'm going to sew the 2 halves together. Thanks. So
should we dance?
Let's dance. So that's the 2 halves, and we're just folding it over and doing it the same. Now this is a bit easier because you've got no fabric so long as you've remembered to trim the bottom part.
Otherwise, you've got a lot.
Yeah, otherwise you've got an awful lot, and that would be way too difficult. Well, it's possible, but it would be difficult.
Don't make life
So
tricky.
you're just sewing those two. So then, again, you want to match up your corners.
It's actually going to be rather beautiful from the underside as well, isn't it?
Yes. And it's that point there that you're wanting to match.
Nice.
So that you get your points meeting
get
in
your
the
points
centre.
spot on. I'm very impressed.
Not always. I try. And you can just do it again. You know, you can just unpick that part if it's not perfect. But then if, you know, perfection is sometimes overrated. You just do it for the joy of making. That's the really important thing. You know, it's lovely to be accurate and have the points, but I wouldn't want anyone put off.
Yeah, well, no,
by,
that's the thing, isn't it?
No.
And you've got to learn at some point. You've got to learn. Obviously, Lucy's an expert, so she can. Oh, producer Paul's getting all deep on us, going, perfection as a concept surely is impossible. Yeah,
It's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder.
absolutely.
What's
And
perfect
we say
to one
this
is
is beautiful.
not perfect to another.
Thank goodness.
There you go.
Hey. Oh, we're getting a bit deep, aren't we? For a Wednesday morning.
It's just the same thing again. I'm not going through all the layers, but I'm leaving my walking foot on because there's quite a few layers at the ends.
Yeah.
And also I might be able to sneak a bit of quilting in. So
Oh, why not? Why not? Within the book, we've got all sorts. This came out of the book. This is what we're doing today, which we've nearly done. Oh, I can see the quilting. I see what you mean about the quilting. Nice. So it does have that sort of worn look. This is the sort of thing that was going to sit very comfortably in my house. We don't go for perfect in our house because invariably a dog will sit on it, or they'll, you know, tomato ketchup will get wiped on it or something. So we avoid perfect. Washable, wearable, we love.
and you could
This has got that great feel.
yeah, you could just sit and fray it and then just have it be decorative if you didn't. You know,
Yeah.
if you want it as a mini quilt and
you
just
could
have
do
it
that.
hanging up, you can just do that.
Hey, it's
So-
good, isn't it? Look at this. Oh, perfect.
It's okay, it's passable.
What do you mean it's possible? It's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So I'm going to press that seam open.
Are you
again.
blushing,
I'm
Brennan?
blushing. It's so lovely when it works. But that's the advantage of having the, you know, templates for things and, you know, being able to use that because you've got the accuracy in the template. So it's really done for you.
Hey. This has all come out of the book. Folk art in felt was the page that we got to. 20 different workshops in here. And you're going to learn as you go along all sorts of different techniques. You see, I wouldn't have even thought about doing something like that, but it's there. It's all there. Producer Paul says it's horses for courses. Well, we'll ignore that. Lucy,
fun.
apparently you like Producer Paul's jokes.
He's hilarious. He thinks
Is
he
the correct answer.
There you go.
Here we go. If you can make flowers, then this is the one for you. Because look, this had a Suffolk puff in the middle.
Yes.
Yes! I could make those. Oh, what's that, Producer Paul? He met the man who invented windowsills. What a ledge.
Windowsill.
What a ledge. No, see, it's that bad.
I
No one's
can't
laughing.
even.
Oh, apart from cameraman Tim. If you see the cameras going up and down, it's because
That's why
Tim's
he's
having
got
a
the
giggle.
giggles.
So we're going to get to do the quilting bit.
So let's do the quilting bit.
Yes. Yes, yes.
So now I want to get this lined up on my...
So you've taken
Wadding.
one of the core colours and used that for the backing. Pretty, this, isn't it?
Yeah, we've used a slightly deeper one for the backing.
Right.
And we want the backing larger.
Yeah.
Because to bind, you just fold that
Oh,
edge
really?
over and sew it.
And how thick?
I may have trimmed this slightly too much because I've only left myself a tiny, tiny bit. But I think it's about a ½ inch extra, and you just fold it over and top stitch.
And that's the binding done?
That's the binding done.
That's a very different way of doing it, isn't it?
Yes, it is, but you've got those frayed edges, so it really ties in nicely with the rest of the quilt. So to do the quilting, just marked lines. Can I just
Oh yeah,
refer
sorry.
back to it?
It's
Sorry.
no, it's that one.
Thank you.
I marked it in a different direction so
Yeah.
we could always come back to it. There you go.
Just to see what she's done. So I think she's done like an echo quilting design
Yeah.
and just marking it out half an inch.
Do you need
Yeah,
that iron
half
off
an inch.
now?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah,
that's
it's
off.
getting a bit hot.
It's been hot, and now it can cool
Yeah.
down there. So Sandra says, just received a parcel from you, and I could not be more pleased with the quality of items I've ordered, and also packaging is the best I've had from anywhere.
Oh, that's lovely.
Do you know what? Thank you, Sandra. Producer Paul, can we send that down to the warehouse so that they get to see that? Because they're the ones that do all the packing and the hard work.
They do.
We'll work out. We'll get that. We can send that to Carl at the workhouse, and the workhouse. Oh,
sums
slip
that
of
up.
the tongue there. Warehouse. They do work very hard.
They do work
to
very
get
hard. Bless
your
them.
orders out. Oops.
They do. So to do the quilting, I'm just going to mark lines on with the washable, wipeable pen.
Yes.
Because that makes things easy. So we've got that stitched line that's the star shape already.
Yes.
And then we're just going to echo it by drawing on the lines. So we're using a half an inch. This ruler cleverly has a 1/4 inch marked and a 1/2 inch marked.
Of course it does,
edge.
because it's creative grids and they're really clever at
So I can just
knowing how to
line
do
up that
this.
black line and take. Oh, I've just wobbled.
That's
But
okay.
Take
You
the
can wipe
line.
it off.
Yeah, I can. Just 1/2 an inch.
So from
And
that
just
centre
repeat
point
that from
out
that
to the
centre
edge.
point out.
Details for the creative grids is down the bottom of your screen at £17.95. It is 6.5 inches by 12.5 inches. We have to give it to you in centimetres. It's not a centimetre rule, but we have to give it to you in centimetres because it's the law.
So you're just going from the seam line to the seam line.
Seamless.
And drawing the lines on. Let's fill that bit in. There we are. So then I can just follow the lines, and that's going to
nice.
echo and create that
I
star
like
shape.
it. It's going to give it depth, isn't it?
It is. So just continue all the way round.
Ooh, I like. This is
Draw
very
the
clever. All these
lines on.
details in the book. You can get the book at £16.95. It's by Jodie and Jane Davis. Where did we get to? Oh, I've got to show you the flowers. Do you need this for a minute, or can I?
No, you.
I can
away.
have a little. Now it's where did we see it described like that? Producer Paul's just reminded me that somewhere when I was looking up about this book, it was described as a smorgasbord. Well, that gets my vote. A smorgasbord of quilt designs. I was like, yes, I love that. It's one of my favourite words. I love the duck. Hello, duck. That's going to... Oh, yeah, it's your paper-pieced duck. So lots of different design techniques in here.
I really like the applique designs as well, because I like florals and
If you've
things.
got any
and there's
football
lots of nice
fans
ones.
in your life, you can quote them as St George.
Yeah.
Oh, you liked this one, didn't you? You're not a football fan then, Lucy, I take
I
it.
did. I really like that. I think it's a clever technique, the way they've constructed it. No, I'm not a football fan. Well, my husband's Scottish. It's a difficult thing. I have to support his team, otherwise I'm in trouble. But I really am not a football fan. But the scallop one was beautiful.
That's why we invented quilting and things, so that we can sit there and hand stitch something.
Yeah. Go,
whilst the
is
football's
there
on.
football on?
Yeah.
Oh, you enjoy the football.
Yeah, no, you do
Have
that.
a lovely
Yeah.
time. Yeah, make yourself comfortable.
It's 90
Off I
minutes
go.
of...
Yes. So that's...
I'm glad you do that too.
Yes.
So I think you deserve it. You've worked hard. You know, you should watch the football.
So once I've drawn the lines on, I just need to baste the quilt. So I'm just using regular pins because
You can.
that's what I've got here.
Oh, there you go.
But you might want to use, you could spray baste it or use the curved pins if you prefer. Or even hand tack it.
Okay, yeah.
We're just going through all
There are lots of
those
different ways, aren't there, of
layers.
securing your quilt. You'll have your own favourite way.
Yes. it is an important step. On something small like this, we're less likely to get shifting, but we are pivoting. So we do want to make sure that that's going to hold in place.
How exciting.
Okay.
How exciting.
So I'm going to jump on. I'm going to make my stitch length bigger.
So is that more of a basting size stitch
I'm
that
doing,
you're going to work with?
I'm going through a lot of layers. I don't want to go really, really small. It's not going to show up nicely because I'm going through all these extra layers of fabric. So, although in the centre there shouldn't be, only in a couple of places, but in the seams particularly they are. So I'm doing it on about a 3.
Okay.
And I'm going to start in the centre and work my way out.
Start in the centre what you way. Okay, so it's not like your traditional quilting where you would do one line and then go the other way and then do all of that.
No, because you've got to do that part and then you're going to stop.
Okay.
And then you've got to do the next row of lines because you're echoing.
We've got some wadding for you, because that'll be the next question. Everyone's saying, but I need wadding. What do I need? Here's some wadding for you. This is your crib size. So this is 45 inches by 60 inches. If I need to give that centimetres, 114 by 152 rather centimetres, and £5.95 for your crib size. And you'll get lots of crib sizes out. Lots of the mini quilts out of the crib size, because that's big. And this is a mini quilt, so you'll get lots out of it. AYGQ80. That's what we've got for you today. Fabulous value. Pop it in your basket.
So I'm just
Needle
sewing
down.
on the line, needle down, pivot, and just follow along the line as best you can. You want to get a straight line going to the next seam, and then when you get to the next seam line, you're going to stop. So you might need to... That's close enough for me.
That'll do.
And then pivot, and then, maybe one more. One more.
Yeah, you see, I'd hand crank that final stitch.
Yes, that's just my...
Well, it gives you that precision,
just
doesn't it, that you wouldn't necessarily have.
Just do that. So I'm kind of not following my lines so much at the beginning there, but I'd rather trust the foot to do the work for me and get that straight.
Yeah, in and pivot. But the thing is, because you've used a water razor ball, you're just going to be able to wipe that off
exactly.
anyway. This is great. We don't often get around to the actual quilting bit. This is lovely to be able to see. So all of this in the book, 20 workshops within one book on your mini quilts book, $16.95 OJMZ73. If you're after the creative grids that we've used today, then this one here, details for this little one here, down the bottom of your screens there, $17.95. You know creative grids are the ones we absolutely love. We do love them. Oh, the concentration, Lucy.
I know.
You can feel the concentration. We like the look of this an awful lot. This could be quite a masculine quilt, actually, couldn't it? If you're making for someone, this would look lovely on leather. I think if you have like a leather armchair or something like that in an office, it would be
on a
lovely
dark
in there.
brown. It would look really nice, wouldn't it?
This colourway particularly would work so well on that.
So I've got a couple of options when I come to the end. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I can go right up to the end and then pull the quilt away and tie my ends in.
Yeah.
Or I can reduce my stitch length right down and just do a little area of smaller stitches to hold it in place and cut it off. So that's what I did when I started. I brought my bobbin thread through.
Yeah. Do you have to tie that off?
So then I can tie that off, or if I do a small row of stitching, that's enough to hold it, and then I can just trim it. So if I was going to tie it off, I just take the two ends.
Yeah. That looks really good.
Do a little knot, and then I pull it through twice. Wrap it through twice. Pull that, and then with a needle, bury those thread ends.
So you've got to go some to actually unravel that. And you can see it's already starting to fray And that's what this should be doing. This is your frayed quilt. And I love the fact you've got all those layers underneath that will fray as well.
Yeah, and as I'm moving it through, as I'm quilting it, it's going to be doing that.
Yeah, it's starting to.
So I'm going to make a move and go for my second line because I want you to see the effect
Go on.
as I'm
We are rapidly
echoing.
running out of time, but you go for it. I'm going to give you the details of the book once more because it's the book that has inspired us this morning to do that. This is your it's got 20 quilting workshops in there. Instant quilting gratification in this book. Lots of different ideas, lots of different fabulous quilting concoctions. I love this one with the cameo horse's head. And the duck as well, and the flowers. There's all sorts. And you see something for those football lovers in there as well, All sorts. We like it a lot. So do grab it, don't miss out on this. Is it brand new today? I wouldn't say it's brand new today. It's brand new to me. Have I? No, I haven't seen this before. It is brand new today. Yeah, it's brand new today. It is brand new today. 1695 OJMZ 73. I thought it was, thinking I've never seen this before. It's lovely, really lovely. But look, you can see all the inspiration on the back there. Really pretty. So if you're after a bit of inspiration, a bit of a mojo boost, or just a smorgasbord, as this one, I've never actually seen smorgasbord written down before. I was very happy. 1695 OJMZ 73. Nice. We like. Brilliant. Lucy, we've got a minute left.
Okay. Don't rush a quilter.
No, I'm not. I'm impressed.
I'm kidding.
No, never rush a quilter. I'm very impressed. We love this, actually.
I'm getting down to the last bit, but you can see already how it's creating more of a texture and lifting
it's
these
giving dimension, isn't
out.
it? It's really giving dimension. And making it look far more complicated than it actually was to make.
Yeah.
You may not have felt that.
Once you've got rid of those lines.
Yeah.
As well, that quilting really shines out from... because it's a star. It shines out from the centre. All the puns today.
Of course, we'll get them all in, even if you still don't get Producer Paul's joke. We'll work with that later.
It wasn't funny.
Oh, yeah, that's why.
There we go.
Thank you ever so much. I will see you soon, and I will see you in just one moment where we're making mice. Oh, yes.
Follow us on Instagram. Search for our Sewing Quarter page and follow us to get our latest posts. It's easy to buy the products you see on our shows. To buy any of the items featured on today's programmes, just head over to our website www.sewingquarter.com. Click on the video stream and you'll be taken to our watch page. Here you'll find the product that is on air right now at the top of the page. Beneath that, you'll find all the products demonstrated in this morning's shows. To add an item to your basket, simply log into your account or register with us. Then you can either check out or keep shopping. Remember, our flat rate delivery charge lets you shop all day and check out as many times as you like and only pay once for postage and packing. Only on Sewing Quarter, Freeview Channel 78.
For this tutorial we're going to be doing something called a tacking stitch. Now it's very, very similar, in fact it's the same as a running stitch, but this time it's going to be a lot bigger, so you can remove the stitches later because it's a temporary stitch. So again, using my embroidery thread, and I have put a knot on the very end, but this time instead of going through the back, we're going to go through the front. So if I go through the fabric first, so this time you can see that I'm making these stitches a lot bigger, because this is just a temporary stitch that I want to be able to remove a lot easier. So if I just do another couple of stitches for you. So what you'll be able to do when you get at home and you want to remove the stitches, you should just be able to pull those out nice and easily.
Did you know there are multiple ways you can contact us, even if it's just to ask a question? Our friendly team are always on standby. You can call our customer service team at 0800 112 4433, email us at help@sewingquarter.com, visit our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Twitter @sewingquarter, and even message us through our website, and our presenters will answer your questions live on air.
Welcome back. Now, this last hour is all about the mouse. The mice, in fact, because it's the mice family. Marvellous Mice. We've worked out you can make a minimum of 6 of the adult mice out of this kit, and you'll still have lots of bits and bobs left over. A huge kit here. You're getting, obviously, your stuffing, but you're also getting everything that you need to make these little chaps here. This is Mummy and Baby Mouse, or Daddy and Baby Mouse. Doesn't matter, whichever way round. But they are uber gorgeous, super cute. I would actually be making these into pincushions. That's your yellow mouse. So with each of the kits, obviously you get full instructions. As ever, we like to give you our full instructions. We're going to give you the stuffing, and then it's just the colour that varies as to which variety of mouse you want to go for. So these mice over here, this is your yellow. So in your kit, you get your thread, obviously. You're going to get your spot-on fabric. You're going to get also your gingham. But you're also getting wool felt. And you're getting a lot of that. Is it 10? Something crazy like that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is. It is 10 slices of felt. That's amazing. That's a big old wodge of felt. It's just for the ears, isn't it? So you can actually, you could make your bodies of your mice out of there and just have the material ears. It's entirely up to you how you work it. $25.95 for many, many, many mice. PQGC 34 gets you all of that. Now, next up, brand new today from Jo Carter, the Marvellous Mice. We've got the red and the blue. Here it is. So you've got your blue gingham, your red spot. So actually, this is a lovely one if you want to do Mummy and Daddy Mice, because you can do the Mummy in red and the Daddy in blue. $25.95, HAGC02, and your thread as well. You're getting a whole load of felt in there, aren't you? You'll get 10 of the white felt in here as well, but in this set, you're getting the your sort of biscuity coloured gingham spot and the red gingham in there. And again, same price, $25.95. That is your option. That's your final option. But they're just, I'm taking the mice. They're coming. Yeah, that's called red as well. Oh, the other one was called blue. There you go. Here we go. Hey, Jo, how you doing?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
Thank you for bringing us mice. I'm good. Now, these are so cute.
Thank you. I love these little mice. These are definitely a beginner toy project as well.
Really?
Anyone could tackle these.
Okay,
yes.
this is good.
I'd start with the big one, because the small one, just because it's small, is a bit fiddlier.
Okay.
But yes.
To look at these guys here, you can see this one's different because he's got the. This is from your yellow collection. You've got your yellow gingham there, and then the face in the spot. But you see the little. Look at the hands. Oh, they are just adorable. There we go. And then that's your little spotty mouse down there.
So with the kits, with this, so the yellow and the spot kit, you would get 6. You could get 6 sort of adult mice like that out of it. But then if you switch them round, so the spot was the body, you've got more again. I mean, you could get plenty of mice out of this kit.
Do you know what? Actually, with the amount of felt that you get, I'd be making felt bodies as well.
Yes.
Felt-bodied mice. They are absolutely gorgeous. And then I would maybe do, lined ears. I think they're lovely. Have you seen the tail? Eee. Oh, and then look at the little tail on there. So, you know, you can really play with these. You can really play with these. Full instructions as ever. Let's have a look at the instructions before we get going.
See, these ones have little string tails, but I thought I'd do another couple of options.
Well, it's up to you, isn't it? It's up to you as to how you want to do them. So thank you for joining us. This is their first time, their first outing on air. But the instructions, here they are. Nice and easy. Look at them in the little baskets. Oh, they are so cute. I love the ears. Just adorable. You're a clever thing, you are. But clear instructions, really clear. That's what we like about Jo's instructions. They're always so clear, step by step, really easy to follow. And there you go, there's your template on the back.
So this was one of my very early magazine projects.
Was it?
And it's been lovely to come back and make it again, yeah.
Oh, where do we start?
Ears. I'll start with the adult mouse ears. And they're 2 pieces of felt. And I just, with some embroidery thread, just to give that a little bit of extra detail, but you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but just...
So you could, because you get a normal sewing thread in there, so you could just use that. You've chosen to go with an embroidery thread just to emphasise.
Yes, just to fancy it up a bit.
Yeah.
So, did that to the ears. I've got a pair of ears here.
So that's just a running stitch, isn't it? Just a plain running stitch.
I mean, you could do anything. You could machine zigzag around, or...
Blanket stitch around, couldn't you?
You could add a little bit of leftover fabric in the centre, maybe, just to give it... Lots of
possibilities are endless with these.
And on the pattern piece, there are 2 little markers.
Right.
And so once you've got your flat ears, like that, following the marker, fold it into the centre and then back on itself like that on one side. I'll pop a pin in there. Picked up some thread as well. And again, fold so that it folds at the marker and then fold it back on itself. And pop another pin in.
Oh, nice.
And that just gives the shape of the ear. And
lovely.
It's just with folds. And I'll baste across there just to hold those faces.
No, see, I had assumed that
that
you'd pulled tight the stitching to give some of the shape, but you haven't, have you? That is purely decorative around the edge of the ear.
Yes, it's just down to folding.
Oh, clever. Very clever. And then basting across, just holding that in place. So this truly is a beginner's project. And because, of course, you're using the felt, you're not having to do any fiddly turning through or anything like that. In fact, you can even do the tails in felt if you don't want to do the turning through of something really fine. That's what makes this perfect for beginners. Or if you want to sit down with your grandchildren or your children and start to get them making, then this is perfect for them. You can make your whole family out of mice.
You could.
Yay!
So I'll do the other one. So there's one completed ear. But again, just fold it at the marker and then fold it back on itself.
There it is. There's your ear already done. Now you've folded it back, haven't you? Out, round like that, just to give him some extra shape.
Yes. Just gives it like a little bit of extra depth.
Very pretty. But of course, if you've got, this is the red gingham, you could put some of the red gingham round in the middle or backed it, or however you want to do it. It's just really gorgeous. And even the marks are in place for you to know where to fold the ears, how to fold those ears back. Of course, this is the Marvellous Mouse's first time. Marvellous Mice.
Marvellous Mice.
There are many, many, many mice. Out of the kit, you can make 6 of the adults. So obviously you could make 2 adults and more children. This is the whole kit here. Lots and lots of ways. Lots and lots of ways that you can play with these, because we've put in a gingham in each and a spot, but then you've also got 10 sheets of felt, which means that actually you could have felt bodies, felt tails, you could do, and then you could just do the ears in your gingham or your spot. So actually, by the time that you've moved everything around, you could do a lot more than 6 mice.
You could. I mean, this is the pattern piece for the body of, because it is 2 main pieces. In your fabric, lay them out 3 down, And then because it's non-directional, you could switch it the other way, and you could get 9 bodies out of 1/2 metre.
Wow.
I know. It's,
9 bodies out of 1/2 metre. That's incredible. This is the blue kit. Misleading because it's got the red in, but it's the one that's got a hint of blue in. So for the Mouse Family Blue, that's the kit that we're using. $25.95. It's blue and red, but we've got one that's kind of red and cream. So
blend of the
minimum of 6 mice. An awful lot more.
And now I'm going to close the dart at the top of the face here.
Yeah.
Just gives it that little bit of shape.
I'm learning about this shaping, and it's a very simple thing, but it does make all the difference, doesn't it?
It does.
Simple but effective. So this is, again, another one of your designs. Again, incredibly popular. We've got 3 different colourways for you today. The one that we're looking at the moment is the red with the blue. So if you're after the blue, this is the kit. It does have red in it, so don't be, it could be a little bit misleading, but it's got that blue gingham in. So actually a great one if you want to make that family, and then you could do a blue body. Yes. Rather than, you could do the mouse all in red gingham and one in red spot and one all in blue gingham. It's entirely up to you if you don't want to have the contrast. Because little baby mouse here, he's all in spots. It's the paws. Look at the paws. Right, let's make them.
Okay, so the dart is closed in the top of the face.
Yep.
And then with the front of the ears against the right side of the face, where marked, I'm just going to base those in place.
That's got to be the easiest head I've ever seen you make.
It is, yes. This is quite a nice project to do on air.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry too much about missing a step out. Although I'm saying that, I will do that now.
But, yeah, jinxed it now. But like you say, this is a beginner's project, perfect for your beginner maker. Or if you just want an easy day. Sometimes you don't want to have to scratch your head, do you? And
No.
have something you've got to really think about. Nice to have one that's good fun and quick and easy and fun to make. Most popular is the yellow so far, but I'm not surprised because we can see exactly what the yellow ones made up look like. Here they are. Hello. Hello. I love the hands. I love the little paws and the noses. Oh, he is gorgeous. $25.95. We were saying earlier, producer Paul and I were saying how to make him into a daddy mouse. Because you said that you'd made a mummy and a baby mouse.
Yes.
And then we were saying, well, how would you make a daddy mouse? But we thought that we could give him a little curly moustache.
That would, I think, work really well.
So producer Paul wants me to draw on his face with the air erasable pen, which I don't feel comfortable doing because this is your make. He says it will come off. But yeah, you could. Do you want to give us a moustache?
A little moustache.
Now we're doing it in pen so that you would then sort of follow the...
Although now I've done it,
stitching.
it looks a little bit like a smile.
Oh, he just looks like Happy Mouse. He does look just like Happy Mouse.
Maybe it'd have to be a bigger handlebar moustache.
Oh, yes. Oh, but look, but then look where the dots are, it looks like his teeth.
They have just fallen in the right place.
They have, haven't they? Oh, brilliant. You see, that's the markings. The markings that you do give them that character. I love that. Brilliant. Loads of character in there. What do we do next? So we've got red ears on this one.
We've got red ears. That's the face.
What is it? If someone's talking about you, you get red ear.
Yes.
You see, it's because we're...
left for love, right for spite. Is that the old...
Something like that.
It was something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is something like that. You see, this is it. This is when I look at this and I have no idea how that makes a body shape.
Yes. This is... Show you how I designed this piece.
Yeah.
I will have done the front and then... Instead of sewing a seam together, cut the pattern piece up and stuck bits together and then put seams in, sort of jigsawed it around in a different way and then come up with this. But this does that, if that makes sense. So that's how the body will be. So this top edge here, this is where I'm going to sew the face.
Okay.
Top of the face around here. Now I'll just sew this on, but you can pin it first or start in the centre and work out.
But you're just going for it.
I'm just going to go for it this morning.
You don't care, do you?
It's
Just going for it. This is the blue, because obviously you've got the blue gingham in there, but it's blue and red. Let's have a look at these instructions again. Sorry, little mice. Easy to follow, beautifully written. And once you've got the pattern, of course, you can do whatever you wish. So we've done the ears already. We've talked you through step by step there. We've sewn in the ears there, and now we're just sewing. We're sewing along there now. So very achievable, whatever your level, whether you're doing this by yourself, whether you're doing this with your grandkids, it's entirely up to you. Very easy, an easy afternoon's make. Oh, there's Joe. Hello, Joe. And there are all your templates on the back. Nice. Oh, so you've got the mummy and the baby mouse. Mummy body, baby body. It's all in there. That's excellent. You can make a daddy one by obviously adding facial hair.
It's the easiest way, isn't it?
It's clearly the way that it happens. I think that's fab. 25.95 HATC02 is your code.
There we go.
I love this. It's coming together really quick. Look at that.
And we have little ears in place.
Oh. Brilliant.
So the next step after that would be, just trim these threads, sewing together from the tip of the nose down. And there's a marker, and the marker falls pretty much where this piece turns and sort of this lower piece becomes the base. So if you sew from the tip of the nose down and finish around about there, because I'll leave the opening in the bottom of the body so that you can't see where it's been closed. If you look on that one.
Oh, I see. No, sorry, Mouse. It feels a bit personal.
It does.
But that's the underside where you're going to have to stitch that up. Producer Paul's just realised that you get 10 sheets of felt. You do get a huge amount of felt in this kit. I mean, it is absolutely vast. I love felt mice, so
yes,
I would be. And in fact, actually, this doesn't have to be a project that you machine stitch, does it? You could easily make this by hand as well if you don't have a sewing machine.
You could,
because it's not a vast project. In fact,
line that up. Put that down. I'll pivot this just to make sure.
Yellow is still in the lead here. 25.95 gets you the blue. Shall we give the details for the other ones? Should we give you the details for the yellow? If you're after making these little chaps, oh yeah, there you go. It's down the bottom of the screen there. 25.95 PQGC34. And we'll have a look at all the different options in a minute. The only one actually that we haven't shown you that much is the red and sort of yellow option. So we'll show you that, and that comes with white felt. But you'll get, we didn't get sent all our felt, you'll get sent 10 sheets of your white felt with that. Nice. Come on then, Joe, what are we doing?
Now, so this turns just under the chin. I'm just going to tuck my scissors in and just give it a little clip in the seam allowance there, just to give that a bit of freedom. So it's just a tiny bit of a clip either side, and it just allows that movement under the chin.
Okay, yeah.
And then we want to open this out. It's difficult to sew the nose onto a point. So this would be quite a sharp point. So at this point, if we just pull this out this way and open the seam, it's almost like a boxed corner type effect. If you just sew across the end of the snout, just a tiny bit, it just flattens it off and you've got something
to grab onto. So
yes. So I've opened that out. That's fairly central. I'm just going to have it this way so that I can see the tip of the nose. And it really is just a tiny amount. I'll show in a minute.
Oh, gorgeous. These are just going to look brilliant, aren't they? Absolutely brilliant. I'm kind of riveted by what you're doing here, so I can't believe how quickly it comes together. Deb says, I've just seen Jo explaining how she drafts her toy patterns. Jo, you are so clever, says Debs in Loughborough. I agree, my brain just doesn't work that way. I'm so glad yours does.
Tracing paper helps a lot. It really does. It's the pattern drafter's friend.
It is very clever. And Nicola says, hi everyone, love making mice. Left a picture on your Facebook page. Thanks for a great show. Nicola, we'll have a look at that. Thank you very much.
Oh, I can have a look at
that one finished. Many mice. Okay, so we've just gone across as if you're making a boxed corner in a bag. So the stitches are barely visible there, but just across the end. And I'll turn it out so you get a better idea. So it just stops that from being a point. I see.
Flattens it off.
Something to stitch into.
And you can just stitch over the end then for the nose. And it just makes it a bit easier. Because with a point sometimes, especially on something this size, the stitches tend to fall off the side.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I'm with you.
So there we go. And I'll go to the tail now. I'll do the baby mouse in a minute with a plaited thread tail. But for this one, if you want to make just a thin fabric tail.
As shown here. This type of tail. This is what we're going to be making. It's got a little knot in the end. Is that so he remembers something? What's he forgotten?
I always
like where you put
to
a knock in the hanky to remember things.
It's an elephant that never forgets, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it is to remember.
Not to go near the elephant and scare him.
not to leave the babies anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, you know, when I was a kid, we had a mother that did that.
My mum did.
Did she? Mm. I think it's easily done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. How do we make the tail?
The tail, I've just cut a length of fabric that's 1 inch, so 2.5 centimetres wide. And then is the iron on? It's just
it will be. Any second.
Press along the length and then open out. This is quite a fiddly. This will be quite a slim bit, but it's very doable. But because the mouse is quite straightforward, this probably will be the trickiest bit.
But if you don't want to do this, we're going to show you the plaited thread option.
Yes.
And also, if you wanted to do this out of your felt,
yes,
you've got plenty of felt in there if you wanted to do that.
Yes.
Because you could just fold felt in half and stitch because it's not going to fray.
Yes. So you just cut something half the width out, and yes, that would work. I wish I'd have thought of that now. I'd have brought one on with me.
Next mouse.
But these ones have string tails, so do anything.
We've got Carol in Devon says, just ordered mice, very adorable, says Carol in Bude. Oh, Bude.
Bude's lovely.
Beautiful part of the world. I used to, Carol, can you send us a picture when you've made them? I used to drive past Bude every day on my way to work. It's a very lovely part of the world.
So stitching along the length.
Yep.
And then opening out and stitching either side into the centre to meet that fold, and then the whole thing over again. So
like binding, basically. We're making idly-biddly binding.
Yes.
There you go. I'll do that. Is there anything else that you need to do in the meantime?
There probably is. Let me have a think.
Yes. So all the pressure is not on me with my ironing.
I'm not very sharp today.
Over here. You had a good night's sleep, didn't you?
I had a bit too much of a good night's sleep.
Sometimes that happens though, doesn't it? And then the next day you're a bit like, oh, what do I do? I can always lend you my 3-year-old and then that won't happen. There is no way near that anyone will get a good night's sleep at all. Not happening. Now, so folding in half. Okay, doing that. This is where you need one of those craft irons that we've got on the website, isn't it?
Mini irons would be perfect.
Yes. If only we'd thought. There we go. And do that again. Actually, Produce Paul, how small is our smallest bias binder maker? 12mm, which would give us 6mm finished binding. How wide is this when it's finished?
6mm. So that would be.
Oh, so you don't have to burn your fingers doing it. You could actually get the small bias binder maker. That's on the website. We'll just check if we've got any stock of it.
I love the mini iron. I should have I should have said for the mini iron because it'd be perfect for this.
I do love a mini craft iron, I have to say. The Clover mini iron is fab for things like this. But it's okay. I've got asbestos fingers.
Sorry.
I feel
like
good.
I've given you the worst job.
No, it's all right. I offered. You didn't force me. There you go.
And then when this is done, I do shorts for 2mm roundabout stitch all the way down, just to seal the edge. So I'll do that now. And I don't reverse backwards and forwards at the ends.
Is that tail going to be encapsulated? Of course it must be, because it's going to be held in place, isn't it?
And the other end's knotted, yes, just to make sure.
Oh, there you go. This is your bias binder maker. So if you want to just make life basically very easy for yourself, grab one of these. The 12mm one, which when folded over will give you the same size that we've just been ironing there. So far less fiddly, get the bias tape maker. $10.95 GPGQ98. Awesome. There it is. This is the Iddly Biddly one. Now you see, in future, normally I would say, and of course this bias binder maker, it makes it for, delicate edgings on blouses, things like that. Now I can add in mouse tails.
Yes, and if you were making several mice, you could do a really long length, sew them and then just chop them into the sizes you need.
Yes.
That would make life so much easier.
Yes.
So binder maker and then chop them all up.
Job done. Bish bash bosh.
Perfect.
Tails a go-go.
So that's the tail.
That's the tail, and then you just put a little knot in the end. Should I pop a little knot in the end of his tail?
No, with the string, I would knot both ends, because actually having a knot that stays inside the body forms a bit of a stopper, so if it does come loose, it won't come through the stitches.
How are you going to hold this one in place?
This one I'll just stitch over a few times.
There you go. Did you want that?
Do we think that's what sort of, should we do a really long tail on this one?
Yeah.
I'll keep this nice
Do you know
and
what
long.
I sometimes do? And that's put a pipe cleaner in the tails, and then you can shape them and twist them.
That's good.
Yeah.
Opposable tail.
Yes. Yes, it's good.
So this, it was about 1/2 inch from the end to the bottom of the tail, around about that, into the dart. So it's about 1 centimetre, 1/2 inch, that sort of, they're vaguely equivalent, aren't they?
Yeah.
That sort of range.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter if your tail's slightly higher up or slightly lower down.
Excellent. Now, we've got several different packages of mice for you. Should we go and have a look at them whilst you stitch?
Yes, I'll just oversew the tail now, just to make sure it's extra secure.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that coming out.
No.
Oh, mini iron. This is what we should have had. This is your Clover mini iron. Basically, this is going to give you all of your detailed ironing needs. $49.95. We've also got on the website lots of different adapters as well. So depending on what sort of ironing you're going to be doing, grab what you need. $49.95, but it's one of those things that you don't know you need it until you need it. Like then. You're going to get your stuffing, you're going to get your instructions. Let me show you the 3 different colour options that we've got. Over here, let's start with the yellow. This is what our pre-made mice are made out of. You're getting 1/2 metre of each of these fabric and 10 sheets of felt, plus your thread. There you go. So that's $25.95. PQGC 34 there, plus your instructions, plus your stuffing. There is ample in here. And of course, you can make the bodies out of the felt as well. So they've got lots of different options to make varieties of your different mice as you go. Now, this is down as blue on the website because of that. That's why this is called blue. So you also get your thread, you get your polka dot, 1/2 metre, 10 sheets of felt. And then you get your thread as well. Don't know where my voice has gone. There we go, it's back again. Right, now, with the third one, we didn't get sent all the felt, you will be. But basically, you get white felt with this. You'll get 10 sheets of white felt. And then material-wise, this is your red option. Do you know what? Just check or give us a call. The colourways are the right in the picture that's on your screen. So here you get your polka dot and then your red gingham. That's why this is called the red. You get your thread, and then you're also going to get 10 sheets of your felt, of your white felt. So lots and lots of options there. WYGC 80. And you can be making mice. Many mice. Many mice.
So this one's nearly done.
Gosh, it's quick.
It is. So anything smaller than fabric like this, a little knot in this end as well, just as a stopper inside the body.
Nice.
And then at this now, we just fold these base pieces. You want the seam allowance to overlap the end. So we're going to finish at this dart and just sew each side together, and it leaves a little opening in the bottom.
Oh, perfect.
And that's a mouse done.
Aren't they sweet? Are you a fan of mice? Do you like mice?
I do, not roaming free around my house, but I do. I think they're adorable. They're such little cute faces and beady eyes.
You see, I always had hamsters and things like that growing up. Used to absolutely love them. And then my cat, this is Hugo, brought a mouse in. And I had a wooden floor at the time, studio flat wooden floor. And he just used to play with them. And, you know, he wouldn't hurt them. He'd just play with them and then just let them roam free around my flat. Thanks for that. So, yeah, lovely mice.
So that's one side closed.
Oh, this is quick.
And then I'll do the other one. Make sure the tail's not caught in the seam.
Oh, no, pop that in there.
Tuck that in. Fold that one out of the way and just do the same on this side.
I see now why you need that seam allowance. Can I just show? So, you know, when Joe said leave the seam allowance over, so you can see that the seam allowance is left over there, and when she matches that up, you'll have that seam allowance, so that then when you turn it through, you've got something to stitch onto, haven't you?
Yes,
and
those little ends will just be tucked inside.
Yes. What's this?
Oh, that's
baby mouse here.
I've got a baby mouse out already.
Mouse. Hang on, extra mouse bits.
Yes. They're nothing to do with this one. This one's nearly done.
You're going to be able to stuff them all. You've got a huge, great big wad of stuffing that's coming in the kit and the instructions and a whole load of felt. See, we used to make our cats felt mice.
Yes.
Stuff them with catnip.
So
anything left over, because you're getting a lot of felt, you can make those. First time we've ever brought these to wear, these little chaps. They're rather lovely, aren't they? Thank you for all your messages. Thank you for being involved. Thank you for buying everything. We've been so incredibly busy this morning. Thank you ever so much. Cheers up a Wednesday, doesn't it? A treat.
It does. So we've just got that opening in the bottom because we finished that seam at the marker before. And that is all the machine sewing or the main body sewing. Have a mouse done?
Oh, look at him. Oh.
I like the red and the blue together, that sort of retro 50s sort of feel.
Oh, yes. Look at him. Look at him. And so with the ears, you can sort of fold them back, can't you? Or have them up or fold it back or however. You see, Producer Paul's likes them bigger, but over here, you see, he's got those folded back. It's entirely up to you.
It is.
Yeah, entirely up to you. Oh, shall I stuff him? I'll stuff, you make baby mouse.
Okay. And the baby mouse, the ears are a simplified version. Again, there's a marker, and you just fold them at that point. So they're just folded over.
You didn't bother to stitch with the little mouse?
No, not stitched anything. I've kept it simple, sort of a more
Well,
straightforward
you know,
version.
too young to have his ears pierced. Clearly.
Yes. Not quite, brave enough to brave the ear detail.
You could make a pirate mouse with a hooped earring.
That would look great.
That would look so cool. And you could make him a little eye patch. This is all Producer Paul, who's getting all excited about making pirate mouse.
You need to remember the ears with these ones. They're not symmetrical, so one going one way and one going the other.
Are the instructions all in the instructions for making the different ears for the different mice?
They are, yeah.
Awesome. How stuffed do you like these to be?
However you fancy.
No, see, you could have these as pin cushions, couldn't you?
You could.
If you want them weighted down, you could put a little bit of rice in the bottom.
Yes. You'd make it, because they've got quite an angular base, they would sit nicely with weights in.
Lavender in them, catnip in them.
Catnip's a great idea. My cat would never leave it alone.
Oh, I know. My cat goes crazy for catnip.
Mine does. So this is very much the same as for the mummy mouse. So I'll baste these. Now these folds are basted in place. Right sides of the front of the ear to the right side of the face, making sure the folds at the top.
And is that marked on the, as to where to put them on the...
It is. There's a mark for the centre and a mark for where the ears shall fit.
How stuffed do you want these? Oh, Sylvia's saying, how much fabric do you get after she said fab show, ladies? You get, Sylvia, 1/2 metre of each of the different fabrics, of the 2 different fabrics, and then you get 10 sheets of felt. 10 sheets of felt. Have we got your piece of fabric that you showed me earlier? That showed?
I have.
Here we go. So, Sylvia, you're getting 2 amounts like this, and this has just had, well, if I do it this way round, the mice have been at it. That's 1 mouse. That's that looks like a cat's head. That's 1 mouse. That's 1 mouse body out of that. So you're going to be able to make a lot, basically, is what we're saying. We've given you oodles. Oodles and oodles. And that's the bigger size mouse too. That's this size mouse. These are great fun, aren't they?
They are. So the ears are on this one, and again, I'm going to sew the head around this top end.
Now, the thing is, the fabric alone will make a minimum of 6 of the big mice. And then, of course, you've got all of that felt. So there's a scope to make so much more.
There are. And if you switch the fabrics around, you could get even more again. Yeah. So that's 6 mice that are identical.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But of course, you know, the head is so much smaller that you'll be able to get more out of that. So actually, a huge variety. I like. Do you just slip stitch?
Yes, ladder stitch closed at the end. Although I leave the opening open while I do the embroidery because things can become distorted. The filling can be shifted around and become a bit distorted when you embroider features on.
Oh, okay.
And also, I like to go in, especially for these little paws, I like to go in, bring the needle out through the front so that there's a knot held inside the body.
They're gorgeous. Now, if you've had any of our toy packs from us before, then the likelihood is you've probably got some embroidery skeins. You might have some at home. It's up to you what colour you do that detail in there. Look at these.
I had a multi-pack of skeins, so I've used different colours.
Oh, that's the joy of it, isn't it? And then they each have their own personality. Producer Paul, have we got the multi-pack of skeins on the show at all? Yeah, so then you can choose what colours you want to do. Shall we show it so that then you can... Have we got it? Have we just got to...
I've got the ones I've been using.
You've got the ones that
These are the ones I was sent for this project as well, so they should be the ones.
Oh, they're out of the 100 pack, I think. No,
I had a set of 6.
This is the Sublime one. Oh, this is the Sublime stitching. These are your posh, fancy, really nice ones.
They are.
Yeah.
And now you see what a mess I make of them, sorry.
No.
Wham them round a card.
So they're the colourways that you're getting at $7.95. FMHN70. We'll see if we can get you an unopened one. Baby mouse already coming together. Looks like, you know, when kids just put a blanket over their head and run around going, I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. That's what he looks like. But now we're going to make him into a mouse.
Yes, just the same way. Before I'm going to leave that bottom section open so for the gap. So I'll stitch to here and leave this bottom bit open. And I don't stitch across the end of the nose for this one. I leave it as a point because it's so small.
Yeah, no, he is tiddly tiny.
It really needs a stitch or 2 on the end to make his nose.
Where did your inspiration come from for this mouse?
I can't remember because it was quite a while ago.
Oh, okay. Hey, look. Oh, here's the embroidery floss. There it is. Oh, yeah, this is the pretty one. So Sublime Stitching, I believe, is an American company, but the lady behind it, she always writes such nice little things about each of the different colours. It's really sweet. $7.95, so it's just over a smidge over £1 a skein, which is lovely, lovely quality. real top quality. FMHN70 there, and those colours working beautifully on your mouse / mice. A quick update on the mice. Yellow is in the lead. There they are. Yeah, go yellow, go yellow. Very cute. Very cute. Lots of love for the mice here. £25.95. You're getting 10 sheets of felt, ½ metre of each of the fabrics, and your thread as well. So you are good to sew. Please check out your baskets. Make sure that you've got it. I don't want you to miss out. We did come prepared this morning. We know
we've got lots of
that Joe Carter things just whooshed. So we've tried to make sure that we've got enough stock for everybody, which is why we didn't sell out in 6 minutes.
Yes.
But do please check out your baskets.
So I've stitched this one, leaving this section open, and I'm just going to trim the seam allowance at the nose, just
okay,
so that turns.
This section through here is all left open.
Yes, and this little bit here, because this will be the gap. I'm going to close these bits in a minute.
Okay.
But for the tail for this one, I plaited some thread, and
Oh, this is from the skeins, isn't it?
It is, and it's just doubled over, 3 doubled over different colours, and I've just tied a knot in them and then pinned them to a pin cushion just to make it easier to plait them.
Oh, lovely. That's a lovely way to do an extra tail.
So you get an extra bit of colour and detail in, especially on something so small. It's nice to pack a little bit of detail in, I think.
Yeah.
Right, so I think that's long enough. So I'll just tie a knot in this end.
And also, if you've got embroidery thread left over, scraps like that, you could use that.
You could.
You know, if you've got that.
I've got the knot in the wrong place.
Although this thread is really rather lovely.
It's beautiful. And the colours are so nice together as well. There we go. Just trim off the excess.
Hey. Oh, a message from producer Carol. Can you email, please, which is studio@sewingquarter.com, and then they can help you from there. Or, you know, you can always give us a call, 0800 112 4433. Oh, no, Carol, you need to email, apparently. You email. But anybody else that wants to get in touch, you can always, if you're checking stock of things, you can always ring the number below. It's free to do so. UK call centre free to do so.
Yep.
Yay.
And this has the knot in already, so I'm going to leave that there because that does... I've done that the right way. Suddenly then I doubted myself. No, it should be that way in the tail.
No, I have to think. You do. I don't care how long you've been stitching. Sometimes you do still have to stop and think as to which way round things go.
Yes, I wouldn't want to turn it out and have this, the tail. And this I just popped...
It would be an interesting look.
It would. Okay, yes, a mouse with a styled tail. I just popped it straight in the top of this dart. So it's right in the top there. And I'll close this dart now.
Okay.
You might have to move the knot back a little bit so that it doesn't get in the way of the foot.
Oh, right, yeah. When you first put the foot down. I can't believe we've made 2 mice in this hour.
I know, we're flying today.
That's good, isn't it? And we haven't done any of the embroidery yet. We'll get onto that in just a minute.
So it's got a little
Yay!
tail on the right side.
Look at that.
And then...
Let me show you the tail. It's a lovely tail, isn't it? And that's using your embroidery skeins. Nice. Stuff that back in there.
Okay. Tuck it right in so that it doesn't get caught in these seams. And this it opens this way this time. As before, fold these slightly curved sides together and stitch those together on either side, just in the same way as with the
and then I'm on standby to stuff.
Standby to stuff.
And then we can look at how to do the features. And the paws. The paws are very cute.
I think the paws make it in the...
I think because you've got the paws like that, that's what makes it so simple, isn't it? That's why there isn't anything really, really tricky to do.
Yeah, there are no tricky feet to stitch on a machine or...
No, it's great. You're getting the instructions, you're getting your stuffing, you're getting 10 sheets of felt, you're getting... what else are you getting? Thread, you're also getting ½ metre of each of the 2 different fabrics. There's a lot in this kit, a huge amount in this kit. Making a very, very minimum. If you made all of your mice adult size and out of just one of the materials, then you'd get 6. So think how many more you're actually going to get. Everybody in the family can have a family of mice.
They can.
Yeah. So lovely project. Maybe you run a craft club. Maybe that's, maybe you run a craft club. There's enough to share out some of these. And it's, if this is your first project, then it's easy to do. Maybe you want to sit down with your grandkids or something like that and get them stitching. We often have questions about how do you get your children into sewing. A project like this is perfect because the instructions are really clear, easy to follow. And as ever, beautifully displayed, beautifully written, easy to see. So, because so many of us are visual learners, aren't we? So it has to be really easy. I love the fact that we've got them all sitting on crates here. So it just shows you step by step how to do it. And there they are. Talks into how to do the ears, even the whiskers. It's all in there. Very pretty. Super mice. I like.
So just grab the point turner just to pop the nose right out. But there's...
there is Minnie Mouse.
That's a Minnie Mouse, and again, super easy. Do you want to do
Yay!
stuffing duty?
Look at that. Gorgeous. Now, let's do the embroidery as well.
Okay.
I'm going to take you through the different options for you. So let's have a look at the different colour options that we've got for you. Should we do that? Do you want me to go over, or should we do it? Because I'm stuffing a mouse, producer Paul.
Do you want me to take over stuffing if you need to do the important bits?
You stuff. I'll be over here. Go on, let's do it that way. So you get your instructions. This is the yellow. Is this still most popular this hour? Yeah, here we go. So this is your yellow option. You'll get, just look at how much of this felt. That is an awful lot of felt that you're getting with this kit. Huge amount of felt there. And then you're getting 1/2 metre of your spot, 1/2 metre of your gingham, and you get your thread, and you get your stuffing and your instructions. This is called spot on sand, and the yellow is your yellow gingham. So that's one option, and the code for that, PQGC34. Now, the next one is the one that we've been making today, and this is the blue, okay? Blue because it's the only one with any blue in it. But again, look at the amount of felt that you are getting in here. So you can do felt-bodied mice as well. You're getting a light blue gingham in there, and you're getting the red spots there. There's your thread so that you can get going straight away, plus your stuffing, plus your instructions. Now, the last one, you will get 10 sheets of white felt, same size as those. They haven't arrived today for some reason. You've got your spot on stone, and then you've got your red gingham coming with these, 1/2 metre of each of those, and your thread, yet again, coming with this as well. They're going to look super cute, aren't they? $25.95, WYGC80 gets you all of that. Woohoo! And you can get making your mice. How's the stuffing going, Jo?
That's the little one done.
Yay! Ah, beautiful.
And I don't close right until the very end.
Okay.
Because you might want to readjust the stuffing at the end just to make sure it stands.
Nice.
Okay. So
Nice mice. Very nice mice. Right, let's do some facial features and the feet.
as always, water erasable pen, I always draw on my features because then you've got something to follow. And if you don't like them, if you do these and think, oh, the eyes are a bit too far apart or a bit too high up or low down, you can change that. Pop a little eyebrow on.
I like that he has an eyebrow. Can I just show this? Look. There he is. Oh. And that's before he's even stitched.
It is. You do start to see.
Yeah, already the character coming out. Fab. Oh, we're already calling him a he. Oh, and then the same again with the baby.
Little
Little French
dot ones.
knots.
Or colonial knots I use as well, often because they tend to give a rounder knot.
Oh, okay.
But whichever you feel comfortable with.
There we go.
There's my needle. Right, I'm going to do the nose just to give an idea of that.
Now, whatever colour you decide to do, have a rummage through, see what floss you've got. Otherwise, we've got some for you today, which is $7.95 for 7 of the skeins. Details down the bottom of the screen down there. FMHN 70. There we go. Is your sublime embroidery floss in the portrait colours.
Oh, portrait colours.
Well, it seems fitting, doesn't it?
It does. Should I go for a pink nose?
Yeah, why not?
I divide the thread into 3 strands.
Oh, do you?
Well, I find it easier to divide it into 3 strands. I should have done this before I came on. Because often I do it with my teeth, and I think maybe that wouldn't look quite as good on screen as when nobody's looking.
It gives us an honest depiction of how the mice are made. Look at me, I'm clutching stuffing and a knitting needle, so I'm not one to talk.
Now, if you have a long needle, a long embroidery needle, you can go straight in through the body.
Right.
And that leaves the knot inside.
Right.
But I divide it into 3 and then double it up.
So you go back to having the 6 strands?
So yes, back to 6 strands, but I'm only pulling a 6-strand thickness through, whereas if it was 6 strands over, it'd be 12, and it's just
too much.
I don't want to put a hole into the fabric.
So up through the body, up to the nose. So this is why you haven't sewn up the base of the mouse yet.
I would do this normally with a slightly longer needle. I picked up the shorter ones in my haste. Let's see if I can do this. No.
Do we need to unstuff a little bit?
No, I'll just go through. I'll tell you what, I'll take the knot off and I'll just secure it with a few little stitches.
So if you don't have it long enough, because this is it, you know, people might be watching at home. I'm kind of glad that happened, because if you're watching at home going, oh, well, I don't have long embroidery threads, but I want to get going straight away, then don't worry, just go in from the top.
Yes, just do a few little stitches that will be hidden under the nose. Just do a few over, because once you sew over it as well, embroidering the nose, they'll be held securely under. So I've done that. I'm just going to take that excess off.
Hey, now...
So that'll be anchored now.
We've got an image of a mouse.
Oh,
from one of our... who, Williams? Nikki Williams has made a mouse.
Let's have a look.
Oh, look.
Cute.
That's a very cute little mouse. Haha. See, mice, they're all the rage.
They are. That
All
was lovely
the
with the
rage.
little scissors.
Yeah, very cute. Well done, thank you. We love getting your photos. Now, when you've made these, we'd love to see the photos of these as well, so that we want to get a gallery together. That's what we'd like to get, is we want a mouse rogue gallery. Or creature corner. But yeah, we should put it on the website, shouldn't we? Should have a whole, like, what was that show when we were kids with Tony Hart? And it used to do, there was that music.
Take Heart, and
yeah.
some nice, easy listening music.
Yes. That I was about to sing and then realised we're not really allowed to sing on air, so I won't sing it. Because that would be bad. Well, I mean, my singing alone would probably be bad. So just wrap over the edge of the end of the nose.
Just stitches going along, just to give it that little bit of colour and shape at the end of the nose. And the change in texture as well, I think stitching a little nose on. And just, I'm all fingers and thumbs today.
Nice.
Right. So just carry on like that, and it just does give it a little nose.
Oh, just super cute.
But nice to finish it and sit down of an evening, just do all your hand finishing.
Yeah, that's what you do, isn't it?
It is.
Just save it all for a sit down. Lucy was saying earlier she's not the biggest football fan, but her husband is. So that's always the excuse to sit down and do a little bit of sewing.
Yes.
Whilst they watch the football. I don't think that she's alone. Certainly the same sort of thing happens in our house.
You also, even if you're watching a heavy-going film, you somehow manage to be able to see through the top of your head, I think, when you learn to sew. And After a while, you get to follow the plot and you don't even need to look up.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I regularly sew with a film on.
Yeah, I can't sit down and just sit. I have to be doing something.
There we go. So that's the nose.
Oh, super cute nose.
I'll take that through. Secure the thread underneath.
If you've already joined us today and you've already bought things today, don't forget it's just one P&P. So for the whole day, our P&P is charged per day, not per item, not per times that you check out. It's all added up throughout the course of the day, and then that's it. Your P&P is added at midnight after you've checked everything out. So if you wanted the big mats, if you wanted the sewing machine, several sewing machines, and the mice, and maybe some of the fabric bundles from earlier, all of that, just $2.95 for our postage. Our postage is incredibly competitive/excellent. Yeah, we do get a lot of compliments about our delivery. And also, we had a lovely email earlier about how beautifully our items are packaged. So, yeah, it's good to know. Good to know that you're enjoying that. Because it should be a nice treat. So, Sandra, we appreciated that. Thank you. And we'll make sure that the warehouse guys get that because they work ever so hard, bless them. They cut through the night. They have a cutting room in the warehouse. And they literally cut through the night because we do our fabric by the half metre and you say how much you want on the website and things like that. They literally cut through the night to get those orders out for you. So they work very, very hard. Eyes and eyebrows.
Well, I do eyes and eyebrows because they're... I do a knot. Sometimes I'll start with a knot and just build it up with little stitches around the outside until I get the size I want, or back stitch around the circle and fill it in with satin stitch.
Okay.
But the whiskers, because they're not a standard toy thing, I start with this is just one strand of embroidery thread, and I hold on to that, and go back near to where it came out on the other side, and back close to where it went in. So you've left a little tail there, come through, so it makes a little stitch on that side, and then go back on this side, through and out to that stitch. Just give that a little pull to lock it inside the snout, and then trim your whiskers.
Oh, and that gives you one whisker, and then just repeat with extra whiskers.
Yes, so I've done 3 on the mummy mouse.
So that's one whisker, single whisker, and then 3 on the mummy mouse. Lovely. We've got 1 minute 30 left. How did you do the paws? Can you just describe the paws? Because the paws, I think, are what absolutely make these so, so sweet. So here we go. Here are your paws up here.
So these are just, drew them on first, water erasable pen, which I use for everything.
Yes.
And so just drew them on and then backstitch them.
It's that easy,
That's
backstitched.
it, that's all it is. Just backstitch them on at the end, just simple. I mean, if you can do a straight hand stitch, you can put these on. Yep.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. Jo, thank you so much for bringing the mice. First time on air for the mice today. We've got lots of varieties of colours ways for you. So if you want to grab those, you do get plenty left over. You are going to make so many mice. Watch the replays, of course. We replay again on our website, and then we're on YouTube, so you can watch it as and when, fast forward, rewind, all that sort of thing. $25.95 gets you an entire family of mice. Jo, thank you so much.
Thank you, it's been great fun.
Thank you at home for all of your messages, for getting involved. Michelle says, just placed my first order and cannot wait for making my mice. Fab show and great way to learn how to make things. Thank you. Michelle, that's what we're all about. I'm so pleased that you placed your order. That's great. Of course, because it's over £10, you'll also be getting a little treat coming in there as well. So well done, you. Thank you ever so much at home for everyone that's watched, and thank you, and we'll see you again very soon, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Sewing Quarter is at the very heart of sewing, as we bring you all things sewing and quilting. The team behind us live and breathe sewing day to day. We strive to bring you exclusive offers, exciting live demonstrations, and most importantly, we will custom cut fabric to your specification in our very own cutting room. We will also be bringing you TV exclusives that you won't be able to find anywhere else. So come and join us today at the Sewing Quarter.
Welcome to the Sewing Quarter!